test speedrun questions so I can get prepped.
I was just going to ask, Rodimus, you give him any tips on how to beat you tonight?
I just told him hope he gets a good generated list.
Oh, I got a good list for him. It's fair.
I think that's the only reason why I got what I got. I think I got a decent list.
No, it's fair. It's a very fair list. I just took a little extra time picking out sins this week. So, yeah.
Sounds like he's throwing it for you, Sin.
No, I'm not. No, Sin will have to earn it, but he has a shot. He has a shot. I'll leave it at that. But
no, we were just talking about his questions that were asked to him.
Yeah, I saw you guys in here. I had to jump in here and get a soundbite, so I'll leave you to it.
Guardian down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for spending your time with us today. Welcome to episode 179 of Guardian Downcast, a Destiny podcast. Hey, if you love to play the game Destiny 2, you've come to the right place. We're a couple of gamer dads that have played Destiny since that day one release back in 2014, and we're just as passionate about it today as we were back then. We discuss key topics and news within the gaming community, and not only seek the stories of Destiny content creators, but we're a podcast that gives a voice to the stories of our Destiny players out there. And in this game, it's all about community. We're the show that asks,
you have room for us underneath your Christmas tree?
Perfect. I was going to say something else, but I'll leave that. I like that. I'm your host, Todd, the Gator, and my co-host Hazel is here as well. Hey, man, how's your week been?
It has been a crazy week. So, late last week, I was told about a job, and I was like, oh, okay, well, let me put in for it. So I ended up getting it.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Making more money than I'm making now.
Can you share what it is? Is it too early?
Well, it's about 10 grand more than what I'm making now.
Hell to the yeah.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of different drawbacks to it. So I'm still kind of on the fence. I don't know if I'm going to take it because there's other stuff that's opening up for me as well. So it's kind of crazy.
Is this within the same company?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. All right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Nice.
So, so I am possibly turning down a job making probably the most amount of money I've ever made or could be making for the chance at something better. So.
Very
Never
nice.
thought I'd be saying that.
Hey, it's not always about the money. When you love what you do, it's never work.
I don't know. I think it's always work. I think no matter whatever it is, it becomes work.
Eventually, yeah. You're probably right.
Yeah. What about you, man? How's your week?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Can't really complain too much other than the weather. I don't know who brought this cold down with them. Who was here last? Fluffy! Fluffy brought the cold. What the hell, Fluffy? It's,
He definitely would bring the cold from, his area.
Yeah, he did. It was 67 at 5 o'clock. It's already 38. And it's like dropping like a rock. It's supposed to be hard freeze tonight. I've got all the plants covered up. I've was out today putting sheets, and I hate doing that stuff. But we usually get a nice hard frost early in the season, and then we're balmy the rest of the year. So, if anything, I want my plants to be alive while everyone else is too lazy to cover their plants, and they're all brown and sickly, so that's my goal anyway. We'll see. I'm in the business, so that might help my bottom line. We'll see. But no, it's been a good week. Christmas Eve tomorrow night. As you can probably tell, my voice is a little raspy. It's because went to a comedy club with my wife and my son and his wife, and the next morning, I might have had a few Long Islands. I was I couldn't drive home, but the next morning I woke up. The next morning I woke up and I had a bad sore throat, and I'm like, this is not good. And here it is, day 2, and now I've got a little mild cough, so I'm trying to mute myself between coughs. But enough about me. We have, tonight, a returning guest of the show. He's the magical host of the Guardian Hub, the best hub on the net. He's been on our show every year since the beginning, and he's back to try to wrestle that SpeedRun Championship from our man, Rodimus Prime. It's Mr. CynMedia. How you been, man?
Hey, I feel like the pressure is on since it's like so close to the end of the year. And before, I remember being like number one for a couple months and then getting beat out like towards the end. So I feel like
you get the final word this time because this will be the last attempt before the year ends. Hazel and I won't have a guest on next week. So yeah, this is the last shot for someone to try to get it. Yeah. I figured that was fair because I remember when last year you grabbed the lead pretty quick, and then I think your co-host beat you out.
Yes, he did.
And then I was like, well, I'm not going to do that to him this year. I'll give him the last laugh, so to speak. But we'll see. We'll see. I made a fair list, so we'll see how it goes, and we'll just see.
I definitely won't be able to multitask gaming while doing that. I'll be fully focused.
Oh yes. I can't wait to hear it. I'm going to be, we'll get very serious about it. But, well, here's what we have lined up on the show, folks. First, we're going to catch up, of course, with our buddy here, CynMedia. Like I said, Cyn will try to outsmart our fast fire question and answer segment we call the Speed Run. Our topic of the week will be special and secret missions in Destiny 2. What do we think about this week's special exotic mission? And how often should Bungie release these special side missions? Finally, we're going to go through and answer your questions from our SpeakPipes and Discord server and add some music to our Guardian Downcast music show playlist. All right, without further ado, let's do this. Thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. You can find us on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast. Or you can find us on Instagram at Guardian_Down_cast and see what pics our weekly guests want to share with you. Or just visit our website at guardiandowncast.com for all the contact info and where else to find us. And you can also play any past episodes you like in any order you like, right from your browser. Man, don't or me. Hey, Guardians, while you're at it, follow our Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify and iTunes. We post those links in our show description every week. So check us out, and later, Guardian. Toddles! Well, Mr. CynMedia, how's life been, man? Everything doing well for you?
As I like to call it, magical. Now you mentioned just in the intro, catching up, with the job and such. Definitely been grinding out some hours in the car business again, and my schedule's been kind of wonky because of that. I was able to leave work a little early tonight to make sure I was home on time. I was kind of worried about it because normally if I leave at 9 o'clock, I'm still like 10:15 getting home. But I left at like a little after 8, so left plenty of time to get on, play a little bit in the game, and make sure I was ready. Could eat dinner first. But yeah, other than that, everything's been real good. Been playing a lot of Destiny as much as I can.
Well, we appreciate that effort, man. I appreciate that. I know your job has gotten considerably crazier. I mean, I don't know how you guys run your podcast. I mean, you're working so much, it seems, every time I hear in the Discord.
Yeah.
I did want to give a shout out to Mr. Rodimus Prime for organizing the Discord takeover show last week. We had a lot of fun doing that. And yeah, I knew that took a lot of time for them to put together, and I hope you guys enjoyed it this last week. But I wanted to give him a shout out before we moved on. But so what are you doing right now in Destiny? Shout out to out in the field, I guess, as Kingsley would say.
Live update. I am messing around on Savathun's Throne World because I'm that close to getting the Dawning title, and really close to gilding it as well. I've only got the weapon kills to go for gilding, so like I'm right there on the cusp. I mean, other than that, I've been trying to keep up with the story mission and the weekly stories. There's a lot of triumphs out there that I've been trying to keep up with. There's a lot this season.
We'll get into it, but I'm very impressed with this season compared to the Armady season last season. I'm sorry, man. I just couldn't get into it. But, so what do you think about this, this season of the Seraph? I mean, what's your favorite part so far, would you say? And Hazel, jump in whenever here, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I do like the theme of it. I like the Warmind. Talked a lot about it being a lot of recycled content, right? I mean, we've already been, with these Seraph bunkers once before.
Right.
And, there's still a lot at it, the end of the Seraph bunkers that we didn't have before. I think it ties in nicely. Kingsley likes to get creeped out by the puppet Rasputin inside the helm.
I don't blame him. It does look weird.
It's not Chucky, so I don't understand. But I've been enjoying it, along with the Dawning, and I know we're going to get into this kind of secret mission that came out with this new weapon and weapon catalysts.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot to do, and anybody who likes to try and grind like me can multitask a lot of it. You can kind of combine your time and effort and try to knock a lot of it down while you're doing other things.
Yeah, I hear you. What about you, Hazel? Yeah. What have you been enjoying so far?
So pretty much, I've been spending all my time in either the dungeon or the new mission.
Yeah, that's right. Myself, you, and Kingsley got me through my first one this week.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
You didn't do half bad. It was pretty fun to see that. I was proud of you.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I mean, that last boss is that last boss is that's the toughest part, I think, was that last room, where you have to trip all the wires at the same time and then get him in the room. And then, yeah, that was a little
not exactly, but
yeah,
kind of.
Well, I mean, anyway, but I enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for Kingsley and you helping me through that. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, so yeah, I've just been trying to solo the dungeon, and then aside from that, I've been working on the mission, the new secret mission solo.
Ooh. Seems like it would be an easy one to solo. A lot of juggling of buffs, but overall doesn't seem like it'll be too bad.
Yeah, no, it's really not. I was actually watching Ebontis' stream, or listening to it, not really watching it. And I was like, wow, this seems really, really easy. So,
DSC light.
Yeah, but I kind of like that, though. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Preservation.
Oh, yeah.
How it
I
was
agree with you.
Kind of like raid light kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. What about you, Gator?
Oh, man, you know me, I've been baking cookies. Full disclosure, I'm running 2 accounts this season because I have one in the GDC clan and I've got one in the original GDC 1 clan. The GDC 3 clan versus the GDC 1 clan. And I was just telling Cyn about this before the show. I've been juggling a lot, trying to create content and at the same time, try to get things done on these 2 separate accounts. And I'm telling you, man, there's just so much to do this season. One is probably going to have to be defaulted and the other one's going to be the one I spend time on. But it's, I tell you, for the new player, and you know me, I always got to talk from the new player's perspective. You really want some badass weapons. You really need to jump in and do this Dawning. There's only 1 week left by the time this comes out. It'll be the final week. And not to mention, but if there's something in the Eververse store that you want for Bright Dust, it is so easy to farm Bright Dust right now because anything you kill or do will get these, what would you call them? The ingredients for the cookies. Mm-hmm. And then anything you really do in the game will get you the main ingredients, the Dawning Spirit, I think it's called.
Dawning Essence is what you need to do your cookies. Spirit is what you turn into the vendor.
Yes, to upgrade your drops. And I'm having so much fun just doing that. And of course, my bounties. But if you combine them together, you can get a lot of Bright Dust. I mean, I've been farming the heck out of Bright Dust. Yeah, it's pretty much been my usual bounty runs, my usual glimmer farming, and then my cookie baking and stuff. But I ran all the stories this week, and I was just curious, what did you guys think of this week's story? I mean, last week's was pretty fun too, but this week's incorporated of course, the new exotic mission as well, but it kind of led up to it, didn't it? It was integrated, but it kind of was like the last part of it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
Well, do we just want to go ahead and talk about that now?
Yeah, we might as well. Let's just make this
flirting with it.
Yeah, we do. I keep dancing around it. I'm like, no, I really want to talk about it because I have a lot to say about this mission. But let's get into it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. We'll just combine this as a topic and what we've been doing in Destiny. We'll just make it a big long segment. So let's go to Cyn first. What do you think about this mission, man?
So I enjoyed it. I jumped in late. I jumped in with a couple folks. After I got home, they were like, "Well, let's just let you figure it out." And I basically was just breezing through it and didn't really get too many hints along the way. I thought it was, a nice. It had a challenge to it, but was not too challenging. Like the mechanics, if you were familiar with the DSC, were very familiar and easy to figure out. Mm-hmm. It does feel, I know we're talking about possibility of soloing it, that I think the solo ability of it is going to be there more so than I think the dungeon is. I personally am not a big fan of the dungeon setup. I like it okay. I'll run it again, but probably will not attempt soloing it. But I thought it was, again, I thought this story, or this secret mission, if you will, was really good.
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was fine.
Uh-oh.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I mean, I thought it was fine. Mm-hmm. It would have been better if they hadn't spoiled the whole sort of faux deep stone thing, in the trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. If you've run the Deep Stone Crypt, you definitely will get these mechanics pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the one question I had, though, did anybody else notice that all the colors were slightly different?
No, I didn't notice.
I did not notice that.
How much were you drinking that day, Hazel? Asking for a friend.
Well, less than now.
Okay.
But yeah, like to me, all the colors were like Scanner seemed to be like a greenish color.
Really?
You didn't mess with your colorblind settings, did you?
Oh, I did.
Your daughter was playing, wasn't she? Did she mess with the settings?
No, you're right. I did that for PvP actually. So
listeners, just disregard what he just said.
Yep. Please disregard me. Yep. Yep.
He was fully
You're welcome.
engaged.
I fixed your problem.
There we go.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to know it's just a me issue. But yeah, besides that though, I mean, it was okay. I just would have rather they not let us know that we were going to the space station and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. We had two special missions before this one, right? We had the one that was on the ship with all the goo. What was that called again? The
Presage.
Presage. I don't know what they call it. Presage. And that was fun. Let me tell you, I've soloed it. I did all the things on it. It was a lot of fun. But then there was the one for the Outbreak Perfected, right?
0 hour.
0 hour wasn't as fun to me because it was.
But see, those are dungeons, though. Yeah, I would say.
You would say they're dungeons, not special missions?
A time dungeon.
Yes, maybe that was it. It was the time bullcrap. That's what pissed me off about that stupid dungeon / mission, whatever. I tell you what, of all the special missions, I'm even going far back to the sniper rifle on IO. Whisper the Worm was a beautiful mission, and I love the jumping part. And it was stressful. But the jumping and everything was so fun. But I have to tell you, I've never been so giddy. And by the way, I soloed it the first try. So yeah, I did it solo the first time. And I've never, when you get to the, spoiler alert, if you haven't done it yet, because we're going to talk about it. I believe it's the third room where you have to go on the dance floor and not get electrocuted with the grid floor, going to reset the, I was laughing my ass off playing that. Well done, Bungie. I was so entertained by this mission. And slowly but surely, I was able to figure everything out because I had run Deepstone Crypt. I knew the mechanics they were trying to get across. I got stuck in one spot and I had to pull up a Cactus video just to see where to go because I looked through every ounce of this room, every duct, everything. I couldn't figure out what the hell. And it was the one where you had to deactivate yourself and go into this was, I think, after the dance floor. And, I call it the dance floor. And where you had to go and you had like 3 different, consoles and if you hit the wrong one, you would just like get slammed. Like you get electrocuted. It was so funny when you did.
Oh, that was on the dance floor.
That was on the dance floor.
No. There was one after it too. Where you open up the ductwork and stuff to kill all the enemies. I cleaned out all the rooms. I had all the enemies killed, but I couldn't get through this last door where this last set of enemies were. And I wish I could tell you the room, but I want to say it was the 4th room. It's right before I believe it's right before the final boss area. It's the one before that one. But anyway, I kept going in. I tried the console the first time and I immediately got killed. I'm like, okay, this is definitely not the way to do it. But then I found out Rick Cactus tells me, yeah, you just got to be lucky and pick the right one. Now here's my question about this. The consoles. Once you get
what
the
are you
order,
talking about?
Once you get the order of the consoles, you know which ones you have to go to and activate without getting killed or setting off the alarms. I wonder if those change every week.
Yeah, it's all supposed to change every week, I believe.
Now, did you guys run it more than once? I've only run it one time.
Yeah, I have.
Now,
Just once for me.
Is it the same, Hazel, for the second time around as far as the orders?
No, it changes.
Oh my God, it's totally RNG every time?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love this. Yeah, so of all the special missions, this was my very favorite one, and I had so much fun. And then, oh my God, the spacewalk. 10 times better than the spacewalk in DSC. Because you're looking at the Earth, it's so much closer, it's a different view. And what's funny is if you fall off, you actually go into an animation where you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. You're like kicking and screaming like a little baby before you die. I was.
Yeah, it's the Halo one.
I was in stitches, man. I was laughing my ass off. It was so much fun. I cannot wait to do it again on my other account. But, yeah, I gotta say that mission was well done, Bungie. It was the puzzles, everything. It wasn't too incredibly hard where you finally just had to give up, even though I had to look up one in one room. I did everything without any help except that one room. And when I got to the end and got everything done, I mean, wow, I felt like I actually got an accomplishment. I mean, I felt fulfilled. It was totally entertaining, made my week.
The one thing that I really enjoyed about that mission, I wish they would have left it a little bit more, basically like where you had to surrender.
Yes, and get caught. Fake getting caught. That was so fun. What a concept. Go and the instructions are go get caught. Like,
yeah, but okay. I just wish that they would have left us a little bit longer without our weapons.
Yeah, it was quick, wasn't it? The transmatting in was really quick. It was like, okay.
Yeah. I was like, this is lame.
It would have been nice if we sweated a little bit longer, right?
No, I wanted to use my abilities more, and give it some kind of buff where you could use your abilities or something.
Right.
That would have been interesting.
I don't know. You know me, man. I'm a pulse rifle guy, and I mean, Mercules, well done.
Nah.
I know you and Mercules don't see eye to eye on some stuff, but I
just don't talk about the gun in general. I don't know. I think it'll be better once we get the catalysts, but.
And yeah. And by the way, you only need one, frame. You only have to upgrade one frame, unlock one frame to get to get it crafted. So keep that in mind. It's very easy to do the first time. I'm really excited. I know a lot of the content creators out there have already, fully crafted it, and they're sharing what works and what doesn't work. And okay, I got to ask you guys, you have a mode where you can have a 2 burst. It's a heavier 2 burst, or the 4 aggressive 4 bolt burst on like the aggressive pulse rifles do. Which do you like better?
Hazel, I'll leave this one up to you because I have not used the gun since acquiring it. Oh. I've been so focused on dawning that I put it to the side. Yeah, I literally was just using dawning weapons and,
I got you.
Focusing on throne order, but I finally got it done, by the way. I am now a star baker or whatever it's called.
Nice. You got the title? Very good.
Yes.
Very nice.
It is done.
Proud of you.
It only took days of grinding. I am not Larman Kentucky here. I did not finish it in just a very short period of time.
Larry can just get it done, man.
Yeah. I haven't even really started on it. And I'm just kind of like at the point where I'm like, I'm good.
What?
Yeah. I'm not even worrying about it this year.
Gosh, Dawning is so much fun. It's one of my favorite events. I was a little disappointed, I'll be honest, with the Halloween event. But other than the fact that you could go into those lost sectors and farm all kinds of guns, that was really good for new players that didn't have a lot of arsenal, not a lot of stuff in their vaults. But the same is true here. You can really farm some really cool stuff in the Dawning. It's a lot of fun. And not to mention the Glimmer farming is a piece of cake. All you have to do is make a cookie. 10. That's it. That's it. 10 bright dust. Make a cookie. 10 bright dust. Boom, 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 boom. You have to do it anyway to get the title.
And honestly, if you follow the quest step, the quest gets you through baking all the cookies anyway.
Right.
You can get quite a few of those triumphs knocked down just playing the game and doing that. Mm-hmm. And honestly, what I did was farmed baking a bunch of cookies for one vendor to use spirit and to get spirit to upgrade and get all those upgrades or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't take long if you are intertwining it with other things.
Yeah, and if
you're not worried about gilding it,
right,
and using the weapons, even more so, a lot easier to multitask.
Yeah, and if you upgrade that top bar where you get more rewards when you turn bounties in and stuff, or when you complete stuff, it's like the rich get richer. You get so many more materials so much faster. So I like the way they've done it. I know a lot of it's the same, but I've always loved the way they do Dawning. It's just always been a lot of fun. And it's, it's lighthearted. The weapons are decent. I love the new pulse rifle. Yes, I know it's just a knockoff of the solar version, but I don't know. The Stay Frosties have been a good pulse rifle. It's very accurate, has a deep, magazine. It hits pretty hard. Mine, the one I love using has a headstone. So I'm always leaving, stasis crystals everywhere when I'm shooting it. But I'm really having fun. And there's only a week left. I was like, oh my God, only a week left. Can't they go one more week? I don't know.
So which do you use, Gator? Do you use the 2 burst or the 4 burst?
Oh, back to the weapon. I've tried both. Yes. I've tried both. And I will tell you this. The two burst reminds me of the AN-92, I believe, in Battlefield, where it was it's a Russian rifle that shoots a bullet and then a bullet trails it just slightly. Kind of feels like that. Maybe not quite as powerful, but I've tried both. And, sometimes I get tired of using the 2 burst and I like the 4 burst because it lands more crits faster, but just so you know, it has a meter at the bottom, and the more precision kills you get, the meter keeps building up. When you build up that meter, you have you can press and hold down your reload button, and this special scope, I knew Mercules was behind that. Special scope flips over. We have like an ACOG to shoot through. And let me tell you, it is like a sniper shot, but there's zero recoil. So in Crucible, I could see this being deadly. Even against supers. I think Astacross tested it. I think it was a 2 burst. 2 bolts killed a super, I believe, depending on the situation. But man, I'm all about this new exotic. I'm going to get a lot of use out of this thing. Mm-hmm. And I've always liked the 4 burst anyway, the aggressive type archetype.
Yeah. So, I was using the 2 burst just because it was great at clearing ads. Mm-hmm. But I noticed that on my meter, it was moving up super slowly.
Yeah. that's why you shoot a 4 bolt.
This is useless.
Yeah.
I'm like it completely nullifies the effect.
Well, another thing too, remember with the 2 burst, you're actually going to have some kick. You're going to have some recoil. Whereas with the 4 bolt, I keep saying the 4 bolt. It's not a fusion rifle, Gator. With the 4 burst, it's a lot more accurate to me, at least. You can land a lot more. Well, crits.
Yeah, but it doesn't have as much kick, right? Yeah. But that's the thing though, is just to me, it was just the 2 burst is fun. And I think I use it more just for ad clear, but that meter just does not move.
If you're hitting crits, I'll have to test that more. I had no problem getting that meter built up. With a 2 burst or 4? With either mode, I was able to proc it pretty quick.
It's not the same, just so you know. If you're using a 2 burst, it takes longer than it does with the 4.
You sure that because it has recoil, maybe you're missing the headshots more?
No, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it still takes days to get that. I mean, I think even Ascendant Nomad called it out too. Like, hey, is this bugged?
You're getting penalized? Okay. That may be.
I mean, yeah, there's something going on with it because it just took way too long to get it. I mean, I got like 40 kills and I'm just like, okay, any day now. And then I switched to the other one, the 4-burst, and I got it in just a couple kills. Got it pretty quick.
Well, I've just, I've just started crafting it, so I don't know with the different stocks and stuff how much better it'll be. And I'm sure there's already guys out there that have already maxed it out and tested it all. But I kind of want to test it on my own and see what feels right for me. So
those guys have it increased are content creators. Just keep that in mind.
Exactly.
Yes,
and you are now a content creator, Gator.
I know, I get that. And but okay, Astrocross, for instance, he flat out tells everyone, okay, I want this build, this build, this build, and this build. You guys send them to me. He's got an army of people that are out there grinding for him, and they just hand it over to him, and he just, just borrows the account and goes and starts testing it. So, yeah, versus me, I mean, I've got me. So, but
it depends on it. I mean, you're in a different field than he is.
And purposely, I really am not. I don't want to be the next Astrocross. I truly, my passion is I really want to help the new player. I really want this game to do well. I want it to go another 10 years because I love it so much.
I mean, we know, Gator, we know.
Sorry.
I mean, but regarding the mission in general, though, I think you were wanting to know, how often should we get things like this or something like that?
Yeah, that was one of my questions I know it takes Bungie a lot of work to develop these little mini missions. My first question is how often in a season or let's just say in a whole year should they have these little missions?
I've talked about this in the past. I don't know if we talked about it on the show or with just Kingsley separately, but coming up into this, I missed the secret missions like the Whisper mission, the 0 hours. And I know Gator said, they might have spoiled it a little bit with, telling people it's going to be in the DSC and we knew it was coming. I think they should put, secret missions in once a year. I think that is good for community and it's something exciting, something we're not expecting, something just not, related to story, not related to anything that we're doing in the season, just random secret mission that pops up that, you can find in the wild. I was, as far as community building, I was not a fan of the one where we did it on, what was the Osiris one where we had to get all those images and put it together. I was not a fan of that one.
Corridors of Time.
I wasn't.
Yes. I was not a fan of that. I thought that was just plain boring. It was the same thing over and over. You're not really participating. You're just going in and getting pictures and somebody else is doing the work. Okay.
Right.
That's fantastic. Whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
the 0 hours, the Whispers, it was fun to learn it the first time, fun helping people through it and just going and rerunning the mission. And you get rewarded for your time by, a secret exotic. So once a year for me is, bare minimum. I think they should do.
Well, let's take stock here. Is this the only secret mission we've had in the whole year of Witch Queen?
No.
Or was there another one?
We've had 2.
All right. What was
Vox
the other one?
Obscura.
Vox. Okay. I see.
It really wasn't a secret because you didn't have to do anything to access it. It basically popped up.
It was part
just
of
like this.
It kind of flowed with the campaign story, didn't it, a little bit? Or was it totally separate? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while now.
I can't remember if Vox went with the campaign or it opened up during part of the story.
It was part of Season of the Risen, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I think twice a year is perfect. Have one like in the second season. Because the first season, let's understand that it's going to be all about the story and the campaign mode. That's what people are jumping in to see. The second season, it's a good way to keep people engaged that fall off maybe when the story's done. And then here we are in the 4th season and we get another surprise. I don't know about you, Hazel. Twice a year for me would be perfect. And I like the way they've done it so far.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. I mean, I think twice a year is fine too. I just think that putting it in this season was sort of a waste.
Why?
I would have liked to have seen this last season.
Too many pirates.
Dude, shut up with the pirates. Man. I'm just saying that, I mean, but think about it though, okay? As much hell as everybody was dishing out on this game and saying that like, oh, it's a dead game and things like this, it's like Bungie's been sitting on this ability to run this mission for a while. I mean, it could have, hopefully, I don't know. They could have probably thrown it in.
Yeah, but the theme didn't really fit the pirate theme back,
Who cares? When your community is like
bored.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Exactly. And everybody's talking about it's a dead game. You're plummeting on Steam charts and everything else. And, you throw it out there. You throw your community a bone.
Yeah, to be fair, though, the content creators say that every season. At the end of every season,
they're like, extra long season.
Yeah,
it was
about 3 weeks longer.
Yeah, and it was all. There was filler.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, we talked about last season already. Everyone knows my thoughts on it, but the catch crash was fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think this would have been nice last season. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Gator.
No, that's true.
Theming wise, I do agree. I think it fits better in this season. I think it would have been a nice surprise to have last season as not part of the story, but you just are out in the wild or somebody was out on Europa and, they run into something in the wild and then you have to do that and it unlocks the ability to go and do this. Kind of like Whisper was where you had to do the, public event, open up the portal.
Right.
I think that would have been a nice surprise.
And it could have been a prelude to the Warsat.
Well, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it could have been as, hey, this is something like, oh, I forgot about the Warsats. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, hey, guess what? You're going to do more of the Warsat stuff.
I could see them doing it that way. I could see it.
But they didn't though. That's the thing. So they just let the community just bitch and moan.
I think at this point they just know that's just the ebb and flow of this season's seasonal content. And it's an online game. It's an ongoing online community game. And I think, who said this? Was it Marcus or maybe it was before Marcus? Someone mentioned, well, they know other games are out and maybe they just want us to go play other games. I still do not believe that, but maybe they had that in the back of their mind when they created last season. The fact there'd be so much competition. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a ton of competition out there. And I said it one and Marcus said it too. Mm-hmm. And you agreed with Marcus when he said it.
Well, I have to disagree with you every time you say something. Sorry. And then I'll kowtow and say it, what I really think later. I can't laugh. I'll cough. I can't laugh. I gotta save my voice.
By the way, this I'm now trying this out. This gun is pretty nice. I do think I prefer the two burst between the two.
Okay.
I am personally not noticing too much of a difference to build up the the target acquisition or the targeting between the two. But I've only done one round through each. So yeah, live update. Okay. I do prefer the two burst.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely get that.
Yeah. I use that AN-92 all the time in Battlefield because it was so accurate with that 2-shot. So I don't know. I'll have to play around with it some more as well. My next question was this. Going into Lightfall, how many times over the next year in Lightfall do you think they'll have a special mission or a secret mission? I know it's all speculation, but what do you hope for?
I was going to reiterate, one time a year I think would be good. Does that mean that should be limited to bringing other stuff, throughout the year? No, shouldn't limit them. They can bring other special things. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mission, but I think a secret mission once a year would be nice. And I know they brought it up in the TWAB that they know that's a big part of the community. So hopefully they follow through and, I know they have a lot of, the future already planned out, probably at least the next 6 months, but I hope there is something in the works. Wrath of the Machine.
I know. It's coming, buddy. Don't worry. I can't wait.
I don't know. I think it's going to be Crota.
No, just shut your mouth. No. Shut your mouth. We know you like Crota, Hazel. We know you Sherpa'd 1 million people through that one.
That would be hilarious if they went with Crota over But there is no way.
Put it in the strike playlist.
Yeah.
There you go. It's short enough.
Yeah. It'll be a secret mission, watch.
All right.
That's almost where it should be.
Yeah, I could see that. It could be that. And maybe they were playing with that early. That's a stretch, but
I mean, I don't know. I think 2 a year is fine. I think that when you put it as 2, it makes it a little less special, because to me, if they went with 1 Cyn, that to me, it would have to be something super like overpowered and something super special.
Yeah, I get that, especially how Whisper was when it came out, and it was the go-to for, DPS at that point. A lot of people used it, and how has the sandbox changed and the metas have changed since then. And of course it got a nerf, but yes, I agree. It would have to be something special for it to stand out at that point, but it doesn't mean that something special like the Whisper could last us 6-7 months, without being touched.
Yeah. Yeah. Let it be broken for a while and then rein it back in. Yeah.
Shit's broken.
Sounds about
Pretty
right.
much.
All right. I have 2 more questions on this mission that I'm curious to see what you guys think. We knew from the Outbreak Perfected mission.
0 hour.
Okay. You kind of had to brute force your way through that one, right? To get through the timer. You just had to kill, move, kill. Versus this one is more like a puzzle or a strategy. You can't get to the next room until you solve this puzzle. Which do you guys prefer?
Disagree.
You don't think so?
I disagree that 0 hour was just brute force, because you had to match shields in order to break shields to be able to clear them.
Yeah, but there was
a strategy.
It was efficiency in how quickly you could kill stuff, though. There wasn't really. Yeah, there was a small puzzle. I remember there was a small puzzle. You had to step on the squares a certain way. I do remember
that's for
that.
the catalyst, though. Right,
but still, but it was mainly how quickly could you speed run it, right? Because you were on a timer. You couldn't take your time. There's a difference
to me for like speed running a regular Vanguard ops that has no champs, no shielded enemies, and you can use whatever loadout you want.
Yeah.
You can brute force that and speed run the crap out of it, and with whatever weapon. 0 hour, put in the shields, and you had to match the shields to be able to clear efficiently. What do I think? It was a lot of solar shields in there, and I think there were void shields.
Those servitors, remember?
Servitors at the end. Yeah, and you had, yes, it's all about brute forcing your way to the end, and then all about timing.
Yeah.
So that way you had enough time to clear the boss, but you needed to prepare strategically what weapons you were going to be using so you could get cleared efficiently.
I don't doubt that. Let me rephrase it. Would you rather have missions that are built into how quickly you can get through them? Or like this is the reason I love this mission so much.
Yeah.
Or more puzzle strategy where it's more, okay, let's figure this out. Let's sit back and let's figure this out. And
this is the absolute lamest question I've ever heard.
It is not the lamest question. Should they have more?
Oh, you have another one?
No, should they? No. So my question is, should they be more on a timer basis where people are forced to not enjoy what they're looking at? Was that a little?
Yeah, your bias is coming.
Okay, my bias is showing a little bit, but or should there be maybe increase the puzzle difficulty a little bit, maybe, even though you're not on a timer? Which would you prefer if Bungie was to come out with something? If something was to come out in Lightfall, which would you prefer? Something like we just played this week, or something like 0 hour?
I'm okay with it both ways, right? Something like 0 hour is not a very long mission, right? But it packs in a punch with the ads, and you have to strategically get through it with, certain enemy densities, certain enemy types, matching shields, whatnot.
And remember, the timer did not stop until you killed every enemy, even though you already killed the boss.
Correct.
That was so annoying.
You're like a jilted girlfriend.
I am jilted. I'm still pissed at that mission.
Only once.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sam. So
no, it's okay.
It does take strategy. I get that.
It's a good discussion, right? I think it's different strokes for different folks at the end of the day. I'm okay with both style of missions. I think, this is more of a casual mission where I think something timed and a little more difficult and a little smaller, play space would be nice. And then the reward match, the risk, or the reward match, that type of activity. Because I think then you might get something, a little stronger, a little more broken, that we could enjoy for a while. Plus, I enjoyed the time missions personally. We go into raids, we know how to do them. They can range anywhere from, when we're running them to with most crews that we run with every week. We're getting them done between 35, 40 minutes on average to an hour on average. And it's just, we're going in there casual. It's like, yeah, we've done it a billion times. It's easy. We can run whatever.
Yeah.
And the timing puts everybody, on alert. You gotta really think to get through it. I think for me, next one should be a timed one.
Okay.
Long-winded, but hopefully it gets
No, good points. Good points made all. Hazel, what do you think? I know what your answer is going to be. Go ahead, though.
I want them all to be timed. I want less time. I want 5 minutes to do a 20-minute strike. No. But no, the time is such like Cyn said, it's a change of pace from the entire game.
See,
because
I get that.
Not everything else is, nothing else in the game is really like rigidly timed.
Well, the Vox Obscura is.
It's a secret mission.
Oh, okay. True.
What's your next one?
True. That is a brute.
What else?
Brute force one.
What else? It's not a brute force one. It's basically, it's like an intense strike.
Right.
That's how I view them. And that's what's fun about it is because it's a change of pace. Mm-hmm. Because everybody's got to bring their A game. Right. I think that's the thing with you, Gator, is that you don't want to hold back your team. You want to be able to meander your ass around and,
No, I've got my reason. I'll tell you in a minute what my reason is. You'll understand once I mention it.
Yeah, but I still will disagree.
I know you will.
But to me, I love the change of pace that they bring you. So like for the Whisper mission, I'll never forget going into that with Easy and Grugrux. And just, we were running through it and everything else. And I don't remember which one it was, but somebody died and they couldn't make it through the jumping puzzle. So we had to 2-man it and we finished the rest of the whole mission just with 2 people before the time ran out.
Clutch.
I know, right? But nothing else in the game gives you that feeling.
Okay. So maybe they should have a little bit of both.
Yeah, more hero moments is what I'm getting at from Hazel there.
What a thought.
That's a hero moment.
No, I agree with both of you. I do. Because when everything is timed, you have to go in like it's an operation. Like you're a military crew. Everyone has their job. Everyone has to do what they need to do or else the whole mission fails. I like that. I like the team. I like the team building missions like that. I do. But there's another side of this that you guys aren't seeing.
It's a lame side that says,
it's not.
I want to meander around.
It's very valid. It's very valid. There are an army, and I mean a army of players out there, Guardians, that like to solo stuff. And how impossible,
they can still solo it.
How impossible was it to solo 0 Hour? And people did it. Yes, I know Esoteric can do it.
So what's your point?
But I would prefer to go through and enjoy the artwork that all the Bungie technicians put in to make an artist to make this such a beautiful space. But in addition to that, with no time constraints, figure out the puzzles. Just you and the puzzle.
But you can do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I love about this mission. Is the fact that I went in there.
You could do that with 0 Hour. You could do that.
Always looking at the clock. And if you don't have time to sit there and figure out a puzzle or how many, I need to kill these 2 servitors here before I do this.
Gator,
and if you fail it, you have to start all over.
Gator. It's like a GM. Okay. You get a little further and a little further and you keep doing it and then you can't figure it out. So you know what? You either pull a Gator and you look up a video, or you do what Hazel does and you just keep trying it until you figure it out yourself. And it means a little bit more that way to me.
I'm just saying it's
what
nice
you
to
do
have both
is,
sides of it.
But that's not what you're saying though. You want to meander your ass around and look up at the skybox and go like, wow, look at that. And 20 minutes or 15 minutes is not enough for you to do that apparently.
Or however much time I want to take to do it.
But see, that's the thing though, is that you got your bounties that you're focused on. because something tells me that you go in with bounties and you just want to farm
I go with
them.
bounties everywhere, but bounties was not on my mind when I was doing this. It was about getting through each room. That was what was so much fun about this mission.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying, though, is that to me, the game needs more hero moments. It needs more memorable things because nothing really in this game is too memorable.
I don't know. It's pretty memorable when you struggle through the whole mission and you finally get that final boss down and you finally complete it. And there's that weapon. Though. I struggled. You know how many times I died
with the mission?
I died a lot in this mission.
You made it sound like it was like the easiest thing. You were like, "Oh yeah, I did it solo. I just had to watch
I did do it solo, but the reason why I could is because one, it wasn't frickin' timed. I didn't have to worry about looking at the damn clock. Hey, you know what?
But
I got a clock at work. Hey guys, I got a clock at work. I'm always looking at. I don't need to be looking at a clock when I'm enjoying myself playing a video game.
Did you know that though? It is timed. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it times you how long you're doing it, but it's not like time's up. You're going back to orbit.
Right, but there's a triumph if you get it in under 30 minutes.
Yes, I saw that triumph. I'm going to try for it. Once I get enough reps in, yes, I'll try for it.
Ooh, but why would you try for that though?
Well, because I've already run it 25 times. I already saw the skybox. Now I'm speedrunning it, but guess what? I have the option to do either. I don't have only one option with like the 0 hour. And I'll tell you what, there's a ton of people who'll play it one time and go, nah, I'm just going to go do something else. And they'll never play the mission. I think
that's why they give you replayability with the catalyst, and they give you replayability with everything else.
But here's
even
the reason,
0 hour.
Here's the reason why this mission is perfect. The way Bungie's made it is because it appeals to a wide range of players, and they can play it however way they want. You want to do it in 30 minutes? There's a triumph for it.
It's casual. I said it right there. It was casual.
Pinky in the air.
It was a casual gaming experience.
I think the issue, with the over casualizing it, like Hazel said, is you do get a lack of hero moments. And I think a lot of us like to play this game. We're not playing this game like Horizon Zero Dawn where we can just casually get through it at our leisure. We're enjoying the story. We're enjoying the scenery, the overall game design itself. This is, this is a community focused game, friend game, as a lot of us like to joke, from before. That those hero moments, I remember in Leviathan, I know maybe a lot of new players don't know what that is, but, us D2 and D1 vets who played this game for quite a while, know Leviathan. I remember I clipped it. I think I have it up on YouTube still. I put a couple clips up there, but being the last person alive during Callus, and he was doing his wipe phase and just popping super and just going ham and unloading as much as I could. And then getting that shielded phase down right before he wiped us all.
Oh yeah.
Like the hero moments like that, in the game, at that point, which is much different than what we have now, I'd imagine Callus in today's sandbox would probably be one plate.
Oh yeah.
You would 1 or 2 plate Callus in today's sandbox.
Yeah. We were 1 and 2 plating Callus there at the end anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't taking much. I mean, even if you did an easy 4 plate.
Oh, wow. 4.
Yeah. That's how many plates you had.
Yeah.
You could do 4 plate easily.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is, wow, I can't even imagine how much damage you'd have to stop doing damage to do 4 plates.
We did 4 plates a few times. There's people who weren't good at raiding, and at least we had that option. We had 4 shots.
No, Gator, what I'm saying though is that even like there at the end, I mean, we were all it was like a 3 or 4 plate easily.
Oh yeah, of course, because we knew all the best
scuffed,
DPS weapons, and we had it.
Yeah, if it was scuffed, that's when it became a 4 plate.
Okay. Or was something glitched out and we had to do it again. Yeah, I remember those
Somebody
days.
jumped over a plate accidentally.
Yeah. Did you touch the plate? I didn't touch the plate. You sure? I didn't touch it.
I just want you to know that we're all going to meet up in the top right by Callus. Make sure you don't jump over the plate.
Yep. I remember those days. Yep. Man, I miss that. I miss that raid. Well, hey, good conversation, guys. This is why I presented the questions, because I had a feeling you guys wouldn't see the way I see it, but I like the new mission because I like the new mission because you can do it both ways, where you don't have that option on the other.
I've got a question, Gator.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about my comment about this being a more casualified experience?
I think this game offers a lot of different things to a lot of different kinds of players, and as Bungie is looking ahead at this game, and we know after the was it the final shape that this Destiny 2 may be over. It may move to something else. Who knows? We don't know. But they have to look ahead and say, listen, there's people who only play 8 hours a week, if that. They play a couple hours after work every night, and I think they have to give a little bit. I think they have to casualify it a little bit just to give people options on how they want to play the game. Because most of us are hobbyists. We want to jump in. We want to knock out that catalyst on that gun today. That's my goal today. I want to knock out that catalyst. I need to get 500 kills with it. Let's go. I'm going to grab some bounties. I'm going to go run to preservation and let's kill some stuff. Or there's other people who, like you guys, you're much more sociable than I am when it comes to raids and stuff. I mean, I do my fair share as well, but there's times when I'm more introverted and I like to play stuff alone. I like to figure stuff out by myself. I want to jump in and I just want to have options to do it. And then on the weekends, when I have plenty of time, I'll jump in an activity raid or something that's popping up in the community. There's a lot of times, and I have a feeling I'm not
So what's
alone.
your answer, Gator? You're saying a lot of words. I want to know what your answer is.
Yes, I think they have casualified Destiny a little bit, but I think they're having to because there's other games out there that are offering other options. And I think they have to look at the widespread and realize that there's many types of Destiny gamers, a lot of different kinds of Guardians out there, and they're at least given the option. And the hardcore players, pinky in the air, that think it's too easy and they should make it harder. And why don't they make us do it in 20 minutes instead of an hour? At least they have that option to do something like that in the game. And then there's an option for people that don't want to do it that way. They want to enjoy the mission. They want to enjoy their time playing.
But you can still enjoy your time. There's your thing right there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Is that you don't think you can enjoy a timed mission.
Okay.
That's what you just
said. A little
bit
about me, okay? I did terrible in college exams. Whether it was a college multiple choice exam or even my college SATs and ACTs. I did terrible because of, I don't know, you can call it whatever, ADD or whatever. I had a hard time with timed tests. I wanted to be able to take my time and reason out through problems and stuff. And I guarantee you I'm not alone there. So why not make a game where we don't have to worry about a GD timer in the upper right-hand corner when we have to worry about timers in real life all the time? They don't have to cater to those people. They have other people out there that did fine with it. Well, that's why I'm saying there's different kinds of Destiny gamers out there. Why not offer it to both? And in this mission, they're doing that. If you want to speed run it, well, there's a triumph. You want to speed run it in 30 minutes and not even look at the skybox and just blow over it and jump everywhere? Fine. You have the triumph there if you want to get it. Or you can be like me and go room by room, clear all the enemies out, not worry about, brute forcing through and just jumping through the puzzle and figuring things out.
You make it sound like such a great experience.
It is a lot of fun to just clear a room and then say, okay, no more enemies right now. Let's figure out what I need to do to get that door open to get to the next room. And the fact that there was no stupid timer somewhere that I'm looking at freaking out about because I'm going to get pushed to orbit if I don't meet the damn timer. It was so enjoyable. That's why this is my favorite mission so far. That's okay. I mean, that's my opinion. And
I just love that you kind of approach it from like an everyman perspective, but then you taint it with like things like it was perfect,
For me, for my playing style and the type of player I am,
there you go.
I really enjoyed this mission. And props to Mercules. It's great. No dissing any of the Bungie staff, but it's great to have one of us in there that's been out, analyzing this game for so long that is actually like, hey guys, I know you like doing it this way, but what if we do it kind of this way? What if we make a weapon with an ACOG scope that flips over? Brilliant.
Did you listen to the video or the firing range?
Yeah, I listened to it.
Sure?
Most of it. I might have been doing bounties while I was listening to it.
All I hear is getting called out for not actually listening to it.
Exactly.
I casually listened to it. No, I heard about the changes and stuff they're doing. What's your point? What you're saying, that Mercules didn't do this?
No, he was on there and he was talking about it. And he was saying that he was talking to the weapon designer and he said that he's like, yeah, this is what I kind of want to do with it. And he talked about flipping over the scope and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And they got it on the first take. And he's like, wow. He's like, that's perfect. He's like, that's exactly it. And they were like, oh, well, we can do better. So
nice. I might have missed that part, but
Yeah,
I'm just giving
I
him
think
props. I mean, hey, the guy started as a player and a guardian, and now's moved into working for the company. He definitely has a passion for the game, and I respect that about the dude. So, hey, those Jaguars are looking good, by the way. I know he's a Jags fan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. How about that Tom Brady guy?
Moving on. All right. Well, hey, thanks. Honestly, Cyn, Hazel, thanks for the conversation. And I knew this would get kind of a little heated, but because we're different kinds of players. But let's move on now. I think we have some speedrun business to attend to, don't we, Hazel?
Well, need to go to orbit. How about that speed run right after this ad?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Call the Praxic Order, call the Thanatonauts, the Ginseng Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
Okay, listeners, this segment is called The Speed Run. This is where we have a database of over 385 possible questions for our guest. And Mr. CynMedia here, I'll have 90 seconds to answer as many as he can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers. And at the end of the year, the guest with the most answer will win a prize and title of 2022. Make sure I got that right. Title of 2022 SpeedRun Champion. The questions are custom curated by me, so no one can memorize the order, and just quickly answer what comes to mind. Tonight, I'm going to read the questions aloud from my list. Hazel is our timekeeper and quality control expert. In the event of a questionable answer, Hazel's decision will be final, and he'll also make adjustments for when I stammered, like right over there. Our leader so far is Mr. Rodimus Prime with 41.
You're going down, sir.
Oh boy, this is all right. I'm getting sweaty. Shit. All right, Cyn, you ready?
Yes, you better read them fast.
I will.
Hopefully I won't stumble. I'm going to be like hyping this up so much, and I'll be the one to F it up.
Well, you'll just do your best. I mean, it is what it is. Hazel, we good to go? 90 seconds?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Titan.
What was your first video game?
Super Mario.
Void, Solar, Arc, or Stasis?
Solar.
Should there be freelance solo strikes?
No.
Fett or Mando?
Mando.
Blue, green, or brown eyes?
Blue.
Chick-fil-A or Popeyes?
Chick-fil-A.
Strikes, Crucible, or Gambit?
Gambit.
What would be your ideal career or job?
What I'm doing now, sales.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
If you could choose, who voiced your ghost?
Dinklage.
Human, Awoken, or Exo?
XO.
What's the best sandwich?
Mac and cheese. Grilled cheese.
Fashion or function?
Fashion.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
Taco Bell.
What's your favorite Destiny planet?
Io.
Pulse, Scout, or Sniper Rifle?
Pulse.
Fallen, Vex, or Cabal?
Cabal.
Who's the bigger badass, Shaxx or Saladin?
Saladin.
What was the first Destiny podcast you listened to?
Ooh, Destiny Reset.
Is chili soup?
Yes.
Ikora, Cade, or Zavala?
Cade.
Charcoal or gas grill?
Gas.
What number am I thinking of?
13.
Sunset or sunrise?
Set.
T-spawn or respawn?
Respawn.
Destiny 2 seasonal events, yes or no?
Yes.
Spock or Data?
Data.
Picard or Kirk?
Picard.
Favorite salty snack?
Ooh, saltines.
Do you have a tattoo?
Yes.
Horror movies, yes or no?
No.
What's better, the book or the movie?
Movie.
Underwear or commando?
Underwear.
Shotgun or sniper?
Shotgun.
Loner or social?
Social.
Thick or skinny fries?
Thick.
Gambit or Gambit?
Gambit.
Cars or trucks?
Cars.
Gator or Crocs?
Time.
Ooh.
Whew. Damn, I need a break. Shit.
Crocs, by the way.
Okay. By the way, the number I was thinking of was 35. Hazel, how do you do, man?
Here we are. 38.
Yeah, that's a number. That's a number I got too. You were so close.
Yeah,
Dude, I was hauling ass.
I'm like, whoa.
I was hauling ass.
Messed me up.
The sandwich and also, what was your favorite
to do?
What was your favorite career job that one threw you off? Just a few seconds. Dude, that was fun. I love these games, man. That was a lot of fun. So close, man. So close.
Damn it, Rodimus.
He's good,
And
man.
Kingsley.
He's good. I don't know. I don't know. He was just on a high, man. It was just flowing. It's that state. I don't know. I can't get it. I mean, by the way, RNG Gator, I'm looking at you. You cheated last week. I went and played back my speed run. You cut 10 seconds off, buddy. Hazel got a full 90. I got 80 seconds. Anyway, that's, never mind.
Hey, by the way, the ghost question, who voices your ghost?
Yeah.
Every time I hear you say that, I can't think of anybody else but Dinklage. And I don't know why. So that's been saved in my head.
Well, Dinklage is the old school, man. He's the OG.
I know.
Well, hey, Sin, thanks for playing, man. That was a valiant effort. Now,
it was fun.
Were the questions fair? Did I read them fast?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Laz, did you hear that?
I'll go back and spot check the timing. Make sure I didn't get shortchanged 10 seconds.
Oh boy. You better call Laz, Hazel. Just give him a heads up.
No, I'm pretty confident in my abilities of watching a clock, so you're good.
All right. Hey, but thanks. Hey everyone, I've got a question for you out there. Do you have a great speedrun question for our next year's segment? If that's a yes, join our Discord and enter them in our speedrun question ideas channel, and we'll add them to next year's speedrun. Remember, they need to be yes or no, or 1 or 2 word answers. Either or questions will also be accepted. And don't forget what's your favorite. Those are my favorite. At the end of the year, we're going to have 2 drawings for a $20 to $5 gift card of your choice, and you can enter up to 5 questions to go into the drawing. We need some creative questions out there, guys, so let's hear them. You have 1 week left, so let's do it. Also, if you're enjoying what you've heard so far in our little show and you know someone who plays Destiny, hey, do us a favor. Share our show with them. All the links are in our show descriptions right down there. I would say, okay, let's move on to the next segment this week at Bungie, but there is no TWAB this week. So that means we're going right into our Discord questions for our guest and for us. Hey, Hazel, we need to record another ad, my dude.
Haven't we done enough of these?
Yeah, I know, but we're getting feedback from our community that they're getting old, so come on. Let's just do it real quick.
All right. Do I need to run this by Laz first?
No, we're fine. Hey everyone, we just wanted to let everyone know that if you're looking for a clan, we have a Destiny 2 clan, and we invite you all to be a part of it.
All we ask is that you join our Discord community and just enjoy playing the game. We will communicate with you there, and you'll also be assigned a special clan role as well, and a channel.
So look for the invite link in our Discord, in our GDC clan channel, or you can click the link right down there below in our show description.
Yep, our Discord community is pretty awesome, and we have hundreds of active, like-minded Destiny 2 gamers in there. Also, we have a special 100.io bot that can put together groups for whatever you want to get done.
So hit that link, join our community at discord.gg/guardiandowncast. And if you want to be in our clan, just let one of our mods know, and we'll open the door for you.
All right, enough of this shameless plug. That's it. Cut.
Okay, fine. Jeez. Later, Guardian.
Laz?
No, okay, I'm out. How is the, are you still doing the Triumph grinding, Sen?
No, he's done.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I mean overall.
Maker's done. It was kind of been on the back burner for a while, but I just pulled up Braid Tech. Like there's some, like Braid Tech prioritizes the ones that you're
close
like
to.
it thinks you're close to doing.
Right.
Like there's one that I just need to do like a couple catch crashes on, and
Nice.
The real grindy ones are the character based ones where you got to get like six enemies in one blade barrage, and you got to do arc bolt grenades. My Titan one is complete, but my Warlock and Hunter one is not.
I'm curious, do they still have the Deadeye? Is it Deadeye? Triumph? Do they still have that one?
Yeah, it's third page in now on the
I need to guild that again.
Third page in on the seals. And you can guild it. You can guild it again. I've guilded it 4 times. So this will, when I do it this season, will be my 5th. See, as much as people don't like Gambit, I've guilded that 6 times.
Dang. No, I haven't done it that many times. 3 maybe, I think. See, I think Bungie needs to have more individual based triumphs. That doesn't require being with a team. I know I'm going down that road again, but I'm just saying it'd be nice. That's what I love about Deadeye is it's an individual triumph or individual title.
Just make the game so you don't have to play with people, and Gator will be happy.
Maybe.
I mean, if you're looking for some individual base, do the Crucible seal because you can do that solo queuing.
I'm working on that.
Or the Iron Banner one.
I forgot to ask you, are you jumping into the competitive?
I've done one match out of the 7 for the placements.
Okay.
If I kind of would most prefer to do it as team. Running with blueberries is not a fun experience for me.
Yeah.
I am average at best in Crucible. Like sometimes I will go on clips where I can do really well,
Yeah,
but
you can get pretty aggressive.
I don't mess with it enough to get that comfortable with like a certain build. Like there was one season I did Hunter. There's another season I did Warlock. And then this last time I just did Titan because I didn't feel like switching. Like I haven't really messed enough with the builds to get into a groove with one character where I could be, like spec into something and be like really good at it.
Right. Thank God for Tim. You can just do that with a button press now. It's so awesome. Hey, Guardians. Would you like to send a question for the show to us? There are 4 ways to do it.
You can join our Discord server. There's a join link in our show notes. We have some great gamers in there, and you can just lurk and hang out, or jump right in and talk with us. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show.
You can also email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. Or we occasionally tweet about our upcoming show and guest, and you can respond there with your question. At Guardian_D_cast is our Twitter handle.
Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your questions at speakpipe.com/guardiandowncast, all one word, and we'll play it on the show.
Thanks for all you guys and gals do for our show. It really is great. And Toddles.
And later, Guardian.
Hey, man, that's my line. All right, boys and girls, it is my favorite time of the show, and it's where we get our questions from you, our listeners. And we have some from our Discord server, and of course, from our SpeakPipe. And we'll start with Hazel tonight. Why don't we start with Discord, Hazel? What do we got?
Oh, quick question, though. Are these going to be on a time limit, like the Takeover show?
I'm not going to answer that question.
We're going to get points.
I'm not
going to get points for this.
Sorry, Sen. You had your chance, dude. Sorry.
Ooh, that's what we could do. We could add a segment where we are actually like giving time to people or giving bonus points for speedrun.
You mean like last week in the Takeover?
Yeah.
I failed miserably. Because I couldn't stop interrupting.
You both equally failed in interruptions.
Jeez. Yeah. Oh, well.
All the bait.
Yeah, Hazel got me good. I got him a couple times, but he got me good too. So, okay, Hazel, let's start with you, man. What do we got for Mr. CynMedia here?
Okay. So, question for Cyn. What would you tell someone who has never shoulder charged their buddy off a ledge in a raid? From Mr. Button Pushing Crasher.
Well, Hammer Crasher, just do it. Just do it. It's fun. They may not like you, but you'll certainly like it.
I can speak from experience. It is not enjoyable.
Oh, it's so much fun.
But I love him anyway, so I let him hit me off the map. Who cares? It's just a game.
It's so much fun to do, though.
I could see how it can be very appealing to yeet someone off a map.
I do have to give a shout out to Kato, Buffin, Kingsley, Edifier. I raid with the majority of them most of the time. Yoda, Batman, and I go for everybody. And sometimes they get frustrated after a long day, so I have to give them props for sucking it up every time I do it.
I have to tell you a story, just real quick here, Hazel. I used to raid with a lot of those guys, and we did one of those guided games one night. The guy finally got in, and he was a younger kid. He was a little cocky, Anyway, here we are. We're trying to set up the mission. We're trying to jump across those pillars in one of the Leviathan raids, those little mini raids. And this guy came over and shoulder charged my ass off of the thing. Ninja had to talk me down and say, "Don't boot him. Just chill. He's just getting around." I wanted to boot him so bad from that party. So I'm like, we are trying to help you, dude, and you're boosting people off these platforms. I used to take it so seriously, but you mentioned Batman and Ninja Muffin that brought up that memory, but,
I can't say I'm surprised.
it used to really annoy me when it happened, but then I was like, dude, it's a video game. Just chill the F out.
Yeah. Now, if you're going for flawless, it's a no. You can't do it.
No.
Yeah, no.
And I've heard Kingsley say stuff like that to you, like, Sin, behave yourself. I may or may not have heard that in a raid.
Okay, so quick follow-up here. So something along the same vein is... Here we are. From Aphelion. Where'd it go? I thought Rodimus was cleaning up this channel. Or did he just give up?
It's getting nuked in a week. We have one more week to enjoy it, and then he's nuking it.
Okay, so he just gave up on this channel.
Well, what he did is he said, "Okay, you guys have 2 shows left for the end of the year. You have a 2-week respite, and then I'm going to town."
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. It was Toll the Bell. That's who it was.
Okay.
Here we are. Wow. Okay, there's a couple of questions regarding this. Why did you teach Hazel to shoulder charge in raids? That's the first question. And why is he still not good at it? Asking for a friend.
I can't say I taught him anything. He probably did it on his own. And I'm not very good at it either. I just get lucky every now and again because I try it so often.
How does it feel to be known for that?
Feels good, actually. I don't do a lot of content creation outside of podcasting, so it's good to be known for something. So I appreciate that.
You are definitely known for that. Anytime I'm raiding with you, I'm like, okay, eyes in the back of my head. Yeah. You know what? Let me throw out a speak pipe here. We have one from Nitro TJ. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey guys, Nitro TJ here, and I'm back. Sorry for the massive break. Need a little bit of a break. Got some hunting done this season. Excited. So, now, on to the question. I feel like Well either needs 1, a small nerf again, or 2, the other classes need a Well-like super. I'm tired of going on Warlock, and if anybody doesn't, oh, well, why are you not playing Well? Because I don't need Well. I have other abilities on other subclasses that I can use to keep myself alive. Pretty easily, I might add, in-game content. Like, for instance, Voidlock. Literally, you practically cannot die if you get the right build. Pair that with the gloves, charge your grenades up, and throw them out. Get the Devour to proc, then use Funnel Web. Dude, you're not dying. With the right perks, you're just gonna be alive the entire time. And then for Warlock, you could literally just use Arc Buddy, and your Arc melee, you get Ionic Traces that come back to you. And the more Ionic Traces there is, the more Arc Buddies you get. And the more Arc Buddies you get, the more melees you get because of the Ionic Traces. And the Ionic Traces you use to get your melee back, to throw your melee out to get more Ionic Traces. And you just keep doing it. All while your melee heals you. It's amazing. I feel like Solar Warlock is just getting... I feel like Solar, like the new thing on LFG is need Well-Lock other than need Gallahorn. Because everybody crutches on it. And if you crutch on something, you're not doing your team the best you can, in my opinion. Like my buddy, he's a Titan. He doesn't know how to do anything other than DPS. And I'm not hating on him or anything, but for the love of God, dude, just put some shit into survivability. It's not hard. Like, I don't know. There needs to be something done with well to where all warlocks don't have to run well every single time. Well, I'll be seeing y'all in the Discord. Love you guys. Bye.
Well, what do you guys think? Only well? Should we nerf it? Or, one thing he didn't mention there was the fact that you actually help your teams with DPS numbers, right? When you have a well up, doesn't it buff the damage?
It wasn't as great as what it was.
Yeah. But it also buffs, like damage resistance too.
That's true. Yeah. So it's a double. Well,
I think to answer TJ's question here, I don't think it really needs a nerf. I do agree that, most classes right now have a means of survivability. Titans with Lorelei, any class, if you want to use healing nades versus an actual nade or a lightning nade. But, if you're talking about an in-game content such as a raid, if you are trying to maximize an encounter, you are sacrificing one person's super for everybody else at that point. One, it gives you a little buff to damage. Two, it helps you with survivability. To piggyback on that, with some of the builds that he was talking about with ionic traces, that's all fine and dandy when you have the add density during a damage phase where you might be able to use those. But in something like War Priest, where you may not have that, and you're standing stationary in one spot, and he is shooting you, everybody is getting basically bumped around. The well is nice to have because then you don't have to worry about stopping DPS. You don't have to worry about throwing nades. You don't have to worry about other adds and trying to get ionic traces or whatever the case may be. Granted, in that encounter, you could use a Lorelei Titan and you drop your flame and it helps you heal with restoration. But I think, yes, it's nice to have a well warlock. I don't think it needs to be nerfed because I think it fits in nicely with the current percentages that it gives.
Hazel, you have anything to add?
Yes, I do. This is a great question. I am completely on board with this.
Why am I surprised?
What?
No, I'm sorry. Continue.
What are you talking about here?
Go ahead. That's fine.
So, okay. So here's my thought. Okay. So it is inevitable that people are like, oh, okay, well, you're a warlock. You have to bring this. So it's the same thing like in D1, how our Titans had to run bubble.
Yeah.
If you figure maybe they give bubble, imagine this, like some damage resistance that's like maybe like 200% just to kind of equal out maybe what the well can do.
Or maybe they'll bring out in Strand, maybe something like that for the Titan besides the claw hands.
Well, no, it needs, I'm just talking about like in general, like, right. Giving the subclasses kind of like its own version of well.
Mm-hmm. Because with a bubble, you really can't shoot out of it like you can in a well. So you have to jump out
hop in and out of the bubble.
Right.
The bubble does give, like extra, protection with that and everything along those lines.
Sure.
Hunters, like when I first heard this, I was like, well, hunters don't really have that, but they have tether. So I'm like, I definitely like it though. I like the concept. I like everything about it. I'm all for it just because it opens up things for warlocks. Because it's never fun just to play a support role unless you're into playing a support role, in which case then I'm sorry for you.
Lumina.
Exactly.
Lumina loves support.
He does. He is like the epitome of it. And God bless him. I would hate my life if I was stuck on support like that.
He's really good at that healing though. Healing everybody all the time.
And in all fairness, too, you don't need a well in most raid encounters. With today's builds, as TJ is kind of stressing there, you can still survive if you spec into it right. But on the same token, if you have a couple people running solar and healing nades, you stagger your healing nades. Everybody can support restoration and staying alive without having to have the well.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. We're all thinking of King's Fall here, of course, where back in the day it was all about staying in one spot and doing DPS. Where today's raids are more mobile, at least, aren't they? They're not where you sit in one spot all the time. There's a few maybe, but if we look at all the raids that are out there now, do we really need bubble? do we really need well?
For some encounters, yeah. But you have to think about it, though. That's Bungie, building into, basically taking into consideration taking into consideration things like divinity.
Right.
They have to,
they
build around it because they know that people are going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, full disclosure here, I will run well if I need to. If there's not enough wells, I'll run a well. But I prefer to, like TJ said, I prefer to run Voidlock because Devour will just keep you alive. It's about survivability. And, being alive to be able to revive someone who doesn't have the survivability, but it's a double-edged sword. It would be nice if all three classes had some form of a well or some kind of branching out. No, I'm open-minded here. I'm just saying that,
the problem is we're not a true MMO where you can play a Titan, but a class of Titan, like a healer or a hunter, and then play, like melee abilities like a Titan or Thunder Crash. You're not choosing a character and then choosing a class specific for that character. Not like a true MMO like that where you can kind of customize your character. We're kind of, driven into one lane with each type.
Mm-hmm. Right. But don't you think that's where we're headed though with the 3.0 subclasses?
I think you're getting more customizable there. Who knows, what Lightfall is going to bring with Strand and what they're going to do and kind of mix the game up a little bit. We can only speculate, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's a good question, TJ. Thanks for sending in, man.
I like it. I like it, TJ.
I like that thinking.
I'm on board.
I am not.
Says the hunter. / Titan.
/Titan.
Why are you not?
I'm
asking Cyn, Gator, because you're on board.
Yeah.
Cyn's not.
You're also talking about me who runs 50 plus raids every raid, right? Granted, you don't need it every encounter, but DSC, when you're in the, that swirling field on the final boss and you got a divinity cage up and a well down and you can one phase a boss.
And you got ads shooting at you while you're in it.
Well, it's not there. You have ads shooting out you before you jump into the dust field.
Right.
But it does help with overall damage in that position because it gives you basically what it boils down to is bubble gives you 15%, will gives you 15%.
Right.
And then you have the debuff from the divinity cage. Mm-hmm. So you're sacrificing one super to allow everybody else with their linears, including yourself, to get that increased damage. It's not necessarily just for survivability, but it is also for that damage increase.
Yeah, that's why I was mentioning it off the bat. Yeah. Okay. Good question. All right, Hazel, let's go back to Discord. We got any more for Cyn?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Cyn's popular.
Mm-hmm.
Aim to please.
No. So, Mr. Monkey asks, question for Cyn. You walk into the best pub on the net. You order your signature cocktail, the Magical. What's the ingredients? Much love to you all and families this Christmas.
Oh, much love, Monkey. The best pub on the net, I would have to go. My magical drink would probably be a Basil Hayden or another type bourbon, old fashioned. And to spice it up a little bit, I actually saw this on TikTok where they took the bitters, the sugar, and a little bit of water and made that first. They swirled it around the glass and lined the entire inside of the glass with it, that mixture, put the ice cube in the bourbon. I think for me, that would be my magical drink.
Amazing.
I like it. All right.
Okay. Next question. Here we go. Okay. Why does that keep doing that? Here we go. Okay. Question for Cyn. Depending on whether or not he beats Rodimus's speedrun, how does it feel to be the speedrun hero in our community, or how does it feel to disappoint us all at Christmas?
Oh, boy. That's
thank you for that, Danger Powers, by the way.
Yes.
It feels bad. I'm a disappointment at Christmas. I'm sorry. Tried. 2 made me stumble. I was worried about that, but I was close. 3 away.
There's a lot of pressure.
From tying.
There's a lot of pressure, dude. You're known to blast through it, though.
Yes.
This is close. So close. All right. Maybe one more before we go to Speak Pipe, Hazel.
All right. Rodimus asks, question for the Cyn. Why is Rodimus Prime your favorite Titan?
Because he's in favor of removing channels.
Oh, boy.
Moving on.
Yeah. Quickly. Okay. I've got speaking of Hammer Crasher, we've got a speak pipe from him. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey, guys. Hammer Crasher 32 here. I was just thinking about the Strike playlist and how it's really kind of boring. And I was thinking maybe they should just throw that all the way out. You're not playing strikes anymore. And instead, they bring back a bunch of the seasonal activities from the last couple of years. So whatever the Splicer thing was called, you're going through the portal, and they already kind of brought Battlegrounds back. Or whatever you did for Salad Man with the throwing lances at Savathun. I don't even remember what the other things were. Whatever the Vex offensive thing was, whatever the Sundial thing was. I don't know, bring that stuff back. Mix it up. I don't know. What do you think?
Another good question. Thanks, Hammer Crasher. Cyn, what do you think, man? Rotate in the old 6-man activities?
Man, you're putting all the pressure on me on all these answers.
Well, we can start first. No big deal.
No, it's fine. I think bringing some of the previous content back would be nice. I think it would mix it up. Our Vanguard playlist is kind of stale. There's just really no reason to run it unless you're grinding out pinnacles to get to a certain power cap. If you're trying to run GMs or whatnot, it is boring. I much prefer spending my time in raids, honestly, or story content. And, even if they don't bring back the seasonal, heck, I would say just bring back all the story. You eliminate the Vanguard playlist. How much space would that open up to bring back previous story content, to where somebody could actually rerun, the Red War campaign or, the campaigns where we lost Cade. So for me, I would much rather see story content and the planets back versus the seasonals.
Man, I really like that idea because I love replayable missions. I used to do it all the time in Destiny 1, remember? Why not bring back, Witch Queen does it already, right? You can go back and play any of the missions anytime you want, but it's not really tied to a playlist though, where you can get, reputation for Vanguard and stuff. That would be kind of cool to do that.
Yeah, that could be their Vanguard ops is replayable story missions from the past versus the Strike playlist. We already got the Nightfalls, and honestly, the base Nightfalls are easy enough. Most people can run them now with where we're at with our abilities and power. So Yeah, story all the way.
I think it's a great place to put it. What do you think, Hazel? You on board?
Hey, I really like that idea. I just don't think Bungie's going to do it, though.
You don't think so?
I want to see it. I mean, I think that would be fantastic, you know?
You know, they have different difficulties like they do with, well, they don't really do that with Vanguard, do they? It's just the Nightfalls.
But they could, though.
They could.
I mean,
they could.
You know, imagine like a story mission at like GM level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then like, I mean, it would be kind of hard. I mean, I would say think about it like, what is it? The Ghosts mission?
Mm-hmm.
Think about that at GM level.
Right. I like it. Sin, that's a great idea, man. I mean, the 6-man activities are okay, but I think, I mean, with the 6-man activities, they get boring too. Well, I don't know, man. It just depends if you're into story or not. I would have more fun doing the stories at different difficulties, and you're reliving the story. Whereas, what do you really? I mean, what's the objective in a 6-man activity? Just to get through it, right? I don't know. The cough medicine's kicking in. Sorry, my head's a little foggy tonight.
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I like the idea of the 6-man activity, though.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be a 6-man. 6-man is great for raids and, you know, some other things that Bungie has sprinkled along the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think 6-man for raids where you're, you know, achieving an end goal and you have multiple encounters and multiple mechanics to maneuver. That's fun for me. And that's why I've run 50 plus King's Falls, 70 plus Vows,
right.
However many DSCs, 50 plus Leviathans. I kind of fell off the bandwagon with Scourge and Crown of Sorrow with those raids and the raid dungeons or whatever they're called.
Right.
Those small raids. I didn't really do much of those when they came out, but you know, I like the mechanic aspect and working together and working as a team, teaching new people through it who haven't done it before or don't play it a lot.
I mean, look at the rewards you're getting. You're getting weapon and armor drops. What are you getting in strikes? I mean,
Blues, pinnacles.
Not, you know, one pinnacle, yes, because you complete 3 of them.
They also have their own loot too.
They do.
For the Nightfalls, right? Isn't it for the Nightfalls? Or do they do that in the regular ones too?
I mean, they have Vanguard weapons.
It's like, oh, right? Yeah, that's true.
Just put them in dares with everything else.
It would just be nice to see. I'll be honest, I haven't even touched the Vanguard rep yet. I've been working on my Crucible and the Dawning, of course, going on right now. It's usually the last thing I do to finally unlock the bar for the season, but it's not enjoyable. I have to agree with Hammercrasher. And just to clarify, he's talking about 6-man activities. He's talking about the previous ones from previous seasons, not just any 6-man activity. So, but I don't know.
It's basically like any 6-man activity.
Well, I mean, yeah, but raids are considered that too, but,
hey, I've got a question for you guys.
What's up?
So we're talking about it here. What is your season rank? And then what is your power?
I got mine pulled up since I'm in game.
Oh boy.
I am at 1595 power currently, and I am at a season level of 58.
Well, since I'm running 2 accounts this season, I can tell you on my GDC3 account, that's my Exterminator, which is now also Todd the Gator, just a different number. I'm at 1570 on my Warlock, but looking up my Guardian on my regular account, I'm at 1588 on my Warlock. My main account.
Okay.
Hazel?
Yeah.
I'm still I'm at 15, I believe, looks like 1588. And that's all, my artifact. Mm-hmm. That is, I'm still at 1580 armor. Basically, I'm not doing the pinnacle. I don't care about it this season.
Well, let's talk about that because it's been swirling around the Discord. Do you think this is the last season they're going to worry about power? Or you think that's going to go by the way of the dodo next season?
It better.
You think it's going to matter?
I think they mentioned the seasonal model as we know it and the power grind as we know it. I think they mentioned that was a couple seasons out. I mean, I could be wrong. I know they were
wasn't
teasing
immediate.
Lightfall. And I don't know the exact wording, but I want to call it Paragon, where they're doing a Paragon level versus maybe a Guardian light level.
Right. Well, they're already kind of doing it now, Sin. They're like the
plus fives.
Yeah, +5 and +10, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that would be a good way to do it. I mean, they're going to have to do it the right way, right? You're going to have to do it, where it makes sense for this game, because the game as we have known it has always been character level grind and or power level grind. Right. And that's Destiny franchise in its entirety. So if they don't do it right, I mean, one, shit's broken, could break a lot of things, or it could change the grind to a way where nobody likes it.
Ooh. That's true. People like seeing the number go up, me included. And instead of 1 delta for a activity, now you have individual deltas per player. That could definitely be more coding, more things that can bug.
Plus, the thing is, it gives no incentive for grinding any of the activities if they say, okay, well, you can jump in this activity and it's always going to be +5. What it's going to be, well, there's no point in me playing the story mission or grinding out and getting my level up, because it's just, there's no point. It's always going to be +5. It's always going to be +10. Right. Who cares what my level is? Right. That's not what MMOs are about. MMOs are about the grind, right?
That's true.
And if that's the way that Bungie is going with this and more of a true MMO, you're going to lose that aspect of it. So it has to be done right if they are going to yank the light level away and go to like a seasonal Paragon level.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious to see what they do next with the next big drop. Maybe there's bragging rights or something for getting higher power. I think people still want to grind for, still want to grind for power and making the number go up. But I'm curious how they're going to do that without discouraging, like you said, Sin, people not even worrying about it being that it's going to be +5 every time anyway.
Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be minimums to get in there, and it's going to be, then it's going to be the difference from there, the +5, +10.
Right.
But it's just going to be how they implement it. We're going to have to wait and see.
Anything else to add, Hazel?
Well, I think if they do that, then they have to like dramatically reduce like the amount of XP with bounties. And dramatically reduce it.
Yeah, because you still have to count on bounties if you want to get the artifact.
For now, you do.
You do,
right.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
I mean, but if they reduce the amount, like I've always said, reduce like the reliance on bounties to get you to where you need to be, and make it more on the experience side of things.
Right.
Then, it should be fine. Put the XP+++ on a raid or master content, and a raid is XP++.
I would just be curious if we were to take a poll in the whole Destiny community. How many people were weird like me and love doing bounties versus people just want the plain experience for just playing? I'm curious where that would fall. I wonder if there's a bunch of bounty people out there like me. I don't know.
I think a lot of people do them, but like I've watched a couple streamers lately, and I mean, they go and they pick them up, but they just do it just to do it. And they don't even care if they complete it or not. They just pick it up just to see if they don't even read them. I'm just like, oh, okay. And they just pick them up, and then if they get it, they get it. And if they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been picking mine up. I look at them, and if it's something that I'm, a certain weapon kill, like earlier I picked a bunch up, and I say, oh, pulse. I'm using a pulse right now because I was using the dawning weapons.
Right. Great.
That one will be, I know I'm going to complete that. If it's going to be solar kills, great. I'm running solar. Sometimes I will change off, like if I'm trying to, complete something else, like the weekly seasonal activity where you're trying to complete bounties for a certain area. yeah, you want to maximize there for it, but I'm not purposely going out to get them just for the XP. I'm using it to maximize my time for other items in the game.
Now, hear me out. Like I say, I may be the weirdo of the group here, but is it just me, or when you click the bunny and it clicks completed and you get stuff, doesn't that tickle your brain a little bit when you completed something?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's just me.
Same here.
Okay.
No, it's not just you. I mean, because that's the reason why, they're still in the game.
Right.
I mean, it's not just you. I can guarantee that.
But
it should be just you, but no.
Yeah, I know. But it's just something about completing things and that little dopamine hit. I don't know. Just weird, I guess. It's just, even in Call of Duty, I would make sure I get the daily challenges done. It felt good when it flashed on the screen that it was completed, you know? I don't know.
No.
Okay. We have anything more for Sin? Looking here.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Okay.
I was going to see if you want to do another speak pipe, but it's up to you.
Why don't we do Sin and we'll do a few more for Sin and I'll jump to another speak pipe. We got some good questions tonight.
Yeah, we do. Okay. So question for Sin. It is, hey Sin, what's the best Xmas present you've ever received and what is the worst? For me right now, I need socks and underwear more than a PS5. I'm desperate. Uncle Christmas. What's his?
That's Uncle Scumbag.
Embracer.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's too long.
Mr. Scumdeath.
Yes.
Oh man. Best Christmas present. Let me preface this by saying, my wife and I, we do not do Christmas presents for each other anymore. We haven't done them for each other in years. We do it for the kids. If we want something throughout the year or up until this point, we just get it.
Right.
It's not a thing for us. It's really the kiddos. But it sounds like you're like me. You wear your stuff until it's got holes in it, both underwear and socks, and then you replace it. I do the same thing, my dude. But best Christmas present, the last one I remember, I'll tell you this with a story, was when I was a kid. I had Super Nintendo. I don't remember the game, but I remember breaking in, and finding, presents in my parents' closet when I was a kid. And I remember the presents being wrapped under the tree one year. I actually, when they were asleep, took the present. I 007 MacGyvered it, whatever you want to call it, opened the side of the present, slid the game out after, just slicing the package enough to get the side of the game open. Got the cartridge out, replaced it with something that I already had that I wasn't going to play until Christmas, and resealed the package.
Oh my God.
Back. So I knew when I opened it Christmas morning, I'd rip it open and rip the plastic off at the same time and be excited about it. But I played the game for like a week or two before Christmas. That was the last excited one.
Outstanding.
That is brilliant.
Well, I wish I was that smart when I was that age. I would just, no. My dad would.
I'm not looking forward to my kids getting to that level.
Yeah, but I hope they don't listen or down the road as they get older.
Right.
Yeah. I laugh because my wife asked what I wanted for Christmas this year, and one of the things on my list was underwear. Uncle Scundeath. I'm with you, brother. Whew. Okay. Let's see. Anything else for Sin?
Yeah, we have some more for Sin.
All right.
I have a question for you all, because this does go in the podcast questions area. Okay. Question from me, because I don't think it was posed anywhere else. And it could have been, and I might have missed it because there's a lot of questions in here. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Oh, no.
Hazel.
Yes, it is.
Gator?
Absolutely not. It's an action flick.
Now, question. GIF or GIF?
It's always GIF.
So you're going against the creators of these things and what they say about them. The creator says it's GIF, and the creator of Die Hard says it is a Christmas movie.
Yes. I am going against the creators. They're wrong. It's GIF, and it's not a Christmas movie. Thank you.
Moving on.
Oh, no. Speaking of Uncle Scumdeath, he had a question for us here. Let's see what he has to say.
Hello, Scumdeath here. I have a question for the show. I enjoy watching Tronics Fix. There's a guy from America who fixes consoles, PS5s, PS4s, or whatever, like, you know. And I'm just watching one now. It's I've got a PS5. Oh no, he's opened it. It's like, oh no, there's cockroaches in it. Ooh. How the fuck do you get cockroaches in your PS5? It looks like cockroach shit. I'm looking at it now. How the fuck do you get cockroaches in your fucking consoles? I can't believe it. It's like having, in the UK, it'd be like having fleas in your PS Vita or something. I don't know. Are cockroaches everywhere in America? I don't know. That's my question. So to all you Americans, fuck me. Have you got cockroaches in your underpants? There's more chance of them being in your underpants or your socks than in your fucking gaming console, surely. This is unbelievable. Anyway, this is a question I'm really going to throw out there because I really want to know an answer. I suppose Gator is the best person to answer this one. So, how the fuck do you get cockroaches in a PS5? I don't know. Anyway, I can't wait to hear the fucking answer for this one. I love you all. Goodbye.
Well, let's see. We have West Virginia represented here, and we have Ohio represented here. What are your opinions on this, guys?
I know now why Uncle Scumdeath needs socks and underwears. Apparently, it's cockroaches. Just like spiders, if there were cockroaches in my PS4, I would burn the shit down. I do not do bugs very well. Definitely not spiders. If I had a PS5 or anything full of cockroaches, burn it. And wherever this was, the house was probably condemned.
Anything different than that, Hazel, in Ohio?
Not really. Pretty much the same.
Okay. I'll shed some light on this. The cockroach in question is called a German cockroach. It's the only cockroach that will live amongst us. I say that, I mean, when I say live amongst us, I have seen German cockroaches in the digits in a microwave oven. I've seen them in the stove on the outlying areas where it doesn't heat up, right as people put their food in there. I've seen them on the hinges of refrigerators, and they get stuck in the refrigerator, and they don't freeze to death, by the way. They still live. These damn things are just a nuisance. The little black stuff you're seeing is their feces. They spread it where they live. They literally live where they shit. Comforting thought. So when I'm looking in a house to find out where German cockroaches are, all I have to do is look for their shit. And if I can also go into a restaurant, take one whiff in the air and tell you if they have a German cockroach problem. There's a sweet smell that they put out that certain pest management techs know that odor all too well. As far as your question in the console, the reason they're in the console is because they want heat. German cockroaches got to have two things. They got to have water and they got to have heat. And they can go in any little crack and crevice. They're only the size of a pinhead in their first instar. When they first hatch out of the egg, I won't get too technical here, but they're very, very small. I would say like the size of a head of a pin. Very, very small. So they can go and actually shed their skin while living in the console. And if you have some extra Doritos or Fritos or Twinkies or whatever you eat when you're gaming and those crumbs get around your console, they're set for a while. So yeah, it's not uncommon in Florida at all to see this all the time. And I'm in houses all the time that have these issues. And what's even scarier is these cockroaches are so brazen and they reproduce so much. There's a couple houses that I've treated that I have literally gone short of nuking these houses, and their cockroaches will not die. These people just have to live with their cockroaches in their kitchen. They've become totally resistant to everything we've used on them. So the only alternative is you have a company that comes out every month with a vacuum and sucks up cockroaches to keep the numbers down. So there's a little short education on the German cockroach. No offense to the Germans out there. That's just what they name the roach. So yeah, that's the reason they're in the console, is the console produces a lot of heat and they don't have any problem being around electricity. And yes, that does reflect that the house is probably not very clean and probably has some major sanitation issues. Let's just leave it at that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's bed bugs in that house too. Good question, Uncle Scumdeath.
Negative 10 points for over a minute.
I'm hungry. Are you guys hungry? I'm hungry.
Grossed out like 3/4 of our listeners.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. That's my job. That's what I do for a living, is I take care of those issues. All right. On that note, what else we got, Hazel, in the Discord? I'm looking at the clock here.
Oh, we have trauma. That's what I'm dealing with right now.
Hey, I didn't talk about spiders. I can if you want.
I appreciate
I got
you.
some spider stories.
Emotional damage.
Quit making me laugh, Sid.
All right. So I have a question from Brittany.
You have 3.
True. Yes, true. Question for the Cyn. Who is your favorite GDC mod?
There's quite a few good mods in GDC. Brittany, just because we are the same, it doesn't necessarily need to be you. We'll go with RNG. We'll call him the neutral party.
Okay. Safe choice.
Is it really, though?
Yeah, he's pretty neutral.
Pretty neutral.
Yeah, he's usually the dad in our Discord. He doesn't care what you think. Just do it.
Yeah, that is true. Okay. Her next question is question for the Cyn. How does it feel to be out-Cynned by Brittany?
That was rigged. I'm pretty sure Kingsley rigged that Guardian profile or whatever it was, where we got to be different people. And, yeah, after a few tries, I finally Cynned myself.
Okay. Care to elaborate?
That's a soundbite.
What was it? Kingsley's wife put together that Guardian profile, and it basically used different profile or personality types. There was like a Des, a Kingsley, a Hazel, and a Gator. And you answered a bunch of questions, and it gave you one accordingly based on the questions answered. And I don't remember who I got. I think I got Kingsley the first time around when I took it, just going with what I thought would be something that I would, just normally pick, just going with my gut instincts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently that wasn't me. It was Kingsley that I picked. And then I think the main question that it came down to was one of the shaders. One of the shaders was what made me Cyn. And I don't remember which one it was.
I'm trying to remember what mine was now. I think I pulled a Des Raven. It's been a while since I need to take it again. Only thing I noticed is not many people pulled my name up. I was a little upset about that. I think it was rigged.
Yeah. I know one person that did.
Who?
Me.
I know. I had to wait for you to say it.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. You were so upset. You messaged me. It's like, I can't, this stupid thing. No, this is not right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Brittany's got a Christmas question.
Yes, she does. Question for the show. What did you get your wife for Christmas? Need to see if Coma needs to step it up or not.
we always go to our guest first, Sin.
I did kind of answer on that already, right?
Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Because we don't get each other gifts.
That's right, you did. My bad. My wife is in the other room at this moment, so I can't really state that.
Yeah, I can't either.
I did get her several things, and I did tell her that they were stuff we needed around the house this year. So, yeah, it's stuff she usually won't buy that I just buy during Christmas, and that way, because she wants these things, but she won't spend the money on them. So this is my opportunity to just get it for her. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
That sounds
Magical.
amazing. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
No, I'm being.
Oh, you're being facetious.
Yeah.
Sarcasm. Got it.
Yeah, that still exists.
Okay. Oh, I got to ask this one from Fluffy. Who is cooler, Caribbean pirates or ninjas?
Are you done with speak pipes?
No, I've got a few more. I just want to save some for next week too. I don't want to use them all up because we have a show next week.
If we answered all the questions and you would still have a backlog, this would probably be like 3 hours worth of questions.
We would. I know. It's a problem.
Ninjas, by the way.
Ninjas. Okay. Well, I think everybody knows my answer. It's not going to be pirates.
Yeah. Yeah. Ninjas.
All right. I saw that when Fluffy put that in. I had to say it. All right. Now, speaking of Speak Pipe, we do have one more here. And it is from Mr. Technical.
This is, actually, I don't know what my name is in the Discord anymore, but, it's me, whatever my name is. I was sort of thinking over the past couple of days what to expect after the final shape. I know Bungie's keeping it sort of quiet. They obviously have said that the end of the it's going to be the end of the light and dark saga, whatever that's supposed to mean. It's sort of unknown where they're going to go after it. Is there going to be just another big baddie that we're going to have to fight like the Witness? Is there going to be something above him that might be controlling a bigger entity? I sort of thought maybe that's the point where we start having inter-Guardian conflicts, sort of some Civil War type stuff. I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe that's why they haven't brought in that Hunter Vanguard. Maybe they're going to split it, Ikor versus Zavala. Maybe they're both going to die at some point in the next two expansions. I don't know. Certainly just spitballing, I think it would be pretty cool to give the player a choice in which side they'd like to be on, but knowing Bungie, that's not exactly a thing, especially since they took away factions. So just curious of what you guys think might happen after the final shape, and mostly what you would like to see happen. Whether that's, just a continuation with a new sort of enemy, big enemy, or if you'd like to see it switched up a lot and sort of flipped on its head, and now we're going to start, instead of fighting Hive Guardians, we're going to start fighting Guardians, for lack of better words. But anyways, thanks guys.
Man, great questions tonight. Thanks, Technical.
Yeah.
We've kind of brushed on this, but Sin, I'm curious what you think here, man.
It's interesting that he brought up factions as he was going through that spiel and, final shape and the end of the light and dark saga as we know it. It is kind of intriguing. They took factions out of the game, feels like years ago, and it has really been years ago at this point. What type of faction war, I could see that coming, but what they have planned, we all really don't know. I mean, they could go in a numerous, amount of directions, in this regards, to what it's going to be. But, a faction war. Yeah, I'm down with that.
I remember when they had the faction against faction in Crucible on those faction wars that they were having last time. That was so much fun. You had the class item would shine what you were supporting. And it just gave you a little extra, incentive to kill the person because they were Future War Cult or Dead Orbit or whatever. But, I don't know. What do you think, Hazel? I mean, we kind of brushed with this. I think we talked with Jealous when he was on with Frostbite about the final shape, what was going to come after the final shape. I mean, is the Witness the baddie that we have to take care of, or is Savathun still in the background that we don't know about, or even her sister? I think it's right.
Yeah, Zivu Arath she's still out there.
We haven't heard anything about that.
I mean, rumor has it she's going to be like the big bad this season.
Well, she's already been sending some stuff our way, hasn't she?
Yeah. So I mean, personally, I'm hoping that they scrap everything that they've done and they do like a prequel.
Yeah, I'm all for that, man.
That's a good idea.
I want to see,
let's see the
like
Battle of the
all
Six
the
Fronts.
old stuff. Yeah, I want to see Battle of the Six Fronts. I want to be there. I want to do stuff like that. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for, but I don't really see him doing that. I see him just basically doing something along the lines of doing a new saga for maybe a year or two. One of the things I'd like to see is I'd like to see Lysander come back. This is from the lore.
Yeah.
Lysander was basically like a guy who was trying to subvert the Vanguard and things like this. And he had the people with him and things like that. So I'd like to see see him get like maybe the Darkness Guardians on his side and then the Vanguard or Light Guardians, and you have to pick and choose and, make your, give your choice consequences.
Yeah, I know you're big with that. You want to see the world burn a little bit. And consequences, yes.
I just want to see accountability and ownership.
Yeah, and it gives more more weight to playing the game and how you decide to play it. It might even go with your scruples, your principles in life, and how you reflect on what side you choose. It could get very, very personal of a game. Yeah, I don't really have much to add there. I mean, I think we've talked about this before, but I think it was Average D2 player that said, "Oh yeah, the tower is going to blow up. The tower is getting blown up." I don't know if it was Average D2 that told me that, or Aphelion, or one of the guys from the Goop Troop. I'm not sure, but what do you think? Do you think the tower is going to blow up? You think the tower is going away?
That would be interesting. I mean, we technically lost it during the Red War, not necessarily blowing up, but we lost it.
Supposedly they're building it next door to us. They're rebuilding it, right? The bigger tower. I can see them out there welding all day. I don't know what the hell they're doing. But
they've been welding for like 7 years. So
yeah. I mean, they fixed a lot and it just felt like one season. It went from broken to not broken. I mean, why is that tower not back together yet? What are you doing?
Milking the system.
0 hours, what they're doing.
Yeah. Probably not timed. That's why. It's too casual.
Yep, exactly. They're kicking their feet up. It's like government jobs.
I'm not going there. All right.
Yep.
Well, all right. Good question. It's a valid question, Techno. I think a lot of people want to know what's going on, but, yeah, I think we've spoken our piece there. Okay. I have one more speak pipe. We'll go out with that. So do we have any more in the Discord we want to go with? I'm looking at the clock. We're almost at an hour.
I mean, All Thumbs has a question for Sin, and we have like 4 more questions for Sin too, Gator.
Let's do it.
Okay. All Thumbs, question for Sin. What makes you so majestically magical?
My voice.
I'll allow it. Okay.
Can't argue with that. I've heard in person, by the way.
Yeah. Why is Brittany a bully?
Because she's pregnant.
Leave the pregnant woman alone, please.
You did miss one question. Question for the show from All Thumbs. It was after his question about the majestically magical.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you, host, find it difficult to find the questions with all the Die Hard is a Christmas movie chatter? No, we still found you, All Thumbs.
We got you.
Yep.
I got my readers on. All right.
Okay. Moose, aka Ironhide, weapons specialist, asks, question for Sin. When is the prime moment to get the perfect charge launch?
Saw this. I'm not sure what he means by that. Is he talking about that new stasis thing that I don't use?
Maybe he's talking about the right amount of speed to build up the power up the shoulder charge, maybe? Is that what he's referring to?
Talking about shoulder charge.
Prime moment. Like what's exactly the amount of time you need to charge it? And the best. That's the way I read it.
It doesn't take long.
That's the way I read it.
It doesn't take long to hit it.
What's that?
Best way to hit it, you were saying, Hazel?
Yeah.
Well, you just go for it. Okay. You just go for it. You just aim in the general direction, and then whatever happens, happens. From Lyle Lyle Crocodile, for anybody who's seen it, they always say rip up the recipe and just kind of go with the flow. And during that one song, you got to just do that with your shoulder charges. Just go with the flow.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I like it. And then oh my God. Here we go. Where is the middle finger emote?
While you're
we're getting live questions as we're recording.
I will help you through it. From Soccer the Usurper. Question for the Sin. It's me. Is Sin feeling magical today? Yes, sir, I am. And I hope you're magical as well.
And then, yeah.
Okay. There we are.
There we go. I like it.
The middle fingers are going up live.
Rodimus. Yes, they are. There we go. Okay. Rodimus asks, question for Sin. Why is the sky blue?
Because any other color would be just weird.
Okay. And then he goes on to ask, are you on your question segment yet?
The answer is yes. The middle fingers say it.
And he's typing right now.
The question for the Sin, but I'm going to direct this towards Hazel. Is Hazel mad yet?
Apparently he signaled him with he's number one.
Yep.
Oh my God. I can't laugh. It hurts.
If I see Rodimus typing one more time, I'm going to time him out just for fun.
You know what? I'll do the honors.
Can I do that?
I'll do the honors.
Oh, I can't time him out.
I'm the only one that can time him out.
No, I can.
Yeah, we're both admin. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So if I see his name again, I'm timing him out. So it'll be
wait
fun.
for it. Wait for it. Let's see if he types some more. All right. We'll keep an eye on it. We have any more questions for Sin? Okay.
No, that is everything. Thank you for your help there, Sin.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
All right. Then I'm going to go out with this last one. And this is from a new member of ours called Lord Silent. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Lord Silent. So for the question of the month, what I've gotten out of your guys' podcast?
Ixnay that. That is in the wrong spot.
You blew it!
That's for question of the month. So, okay, and then I'm going to have to turn this around. Let me turn the bus around. Hold on a second. Well, that is all of the speedrun questions. God damn it. All right. So being that I'm out of SpeakPipes, this is a first, folks. I am out of SpeakPipes.
That sounds like a challenge.
No, please. No.
Challenge accepted.
We still have one more show to end the year. Why don't we find one we want to go out on here, Hazel, in the Discord? See one there?
Okay. Holy hell. Let me take a look.
I'm going to have to edit the shit out of this. What a mess.
Yeah, Mr. Speedrun.
Gator, you say that, but I hear you say that in the middle of the final edited podcasts. I do listen.
They're
on my way to work. I got some time, so
right.
I do know you don't edit them out. You just leave it in there. It's content.
Depends how I'm feeling. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm going to go with this one. Okay. M.A. Baldwin 2, I see you. I'm not going to pick your question. I'm picking it next week. Okay. I'm going to go with Whiskey IQ. Question. Do you think the Destiny 2 community overall is toxic? Since the game is not necessarily competitive, I personally don't take it seriously. But there are folks that lose their mind if they don't win. I've always used Destiny as a kickback and relax type of game.
Would you say that would be more of a casual game?
I think it depends on how his playstyle is, not just because I view casual. I know you're being facetious too, but I view trying to solo stuff as kickback and relax as well.
See, and I see it as a challenge. Depends on what I'm playing, of course, but overall toxicity. Well, that's not a loaded question. Let's throw it to Cyn. Help me, Obi-Wan.
So I'll preface it by saying, like, if I'm playing PvP, I will drop every cuss word that I know, especially if I'm not doing very well. But it is not directed towards anybody. It's more so like I'm mad because I'm not doing well. I am a super competitive person, and that's like really anybody ever in sales, right? Mm-hmm. Super competitive. And I used to play soccer when I was in high school, so I don't like losing. But, I think in general, there's a difference between, getting angry and being vocal, but also being toxic. I think there are some toxic people in the community that just like beat a dead horse with some of their bullshit. But I think the majority of the people, especially in the overall arcing Owl Sector Alliance, the TGH, the DDC, Two Titans on Hunter, and Potato Thumbs, we have a really good community here. And you're going to see a lot of people working together, and it's not going to be toxic. Yeah, you might get a couple F-bombs, especially if Monkey comes glaive flying at you and eats you into a wall. Mm-hmm. But all's fair in love and war.
Yeah, toxicity doesn't last very long in our Discords, our group of Discords. They usually get fished out pretty quick or booted out. We want our community overall to be a positive experience. People got enough shit to deal with in life. We don't need to bring it here. So
I think their question was about the overall community, though.
Oh, I know. I was just. I know
Gator's trying to take the easy way out.
No. I'm going to answer the question.
Humble brag.
I'm going to answer the question. I was just tagging on to what Cyn was finishing up with. I used to be so toxic in PvP. I came from Call of Duty, man. It's the king of toxic games. You ever watched Dr. Disrespect? I watch him all the time play on these hardcore war, not Warmite, the war shit. What's the free for all game over there called?
This is so much fun.
It's the cough medicine.
I'm just going to sit here and listen.
The cough
medicine's wearing off. It's wearing off. That's the problem.
Tap on the arm. How many words are we at?
I don't know. I forgot.
It's a video game, I believe.
Yes, and it's where you fly in, you drop in.
Fortnite?
No. It starts with war. Jeez.
Valorant?
Why am I freaking out? Why am I freaking blanking on this? Maybe because I play too much Call of Duty. Maybe I try to filter it out.
Warzone?
Yes, Warzone. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you for finally quit letting me flail over here. Yeah.
Me?
But, you're talking about some really toxic stuff, and now they have proximity chat, so it could be even entertaining at times. But I think if you go to Twitter or Reddit, oh yeah, there's going to be toxicity there. But if you ignore those areas and you just play to have fun and do what you do, I used to have people who'd message me after PvP matches, and you could tell they were just so worked up. And all I think to myself is, dude, when you look at this message tomorrow, you're going to delete it because you're going to feel stupid for even sending it. And I used to be that person. I used to send messages. Oh, that was so toxic, man. And it was playing Destiny, PvP. So, yes, I think Destiny 2 community can be toxic, but I think it's outweighed and outnumbered by people who want to be and play together. That's how I'll answer that question. I need more cough medicine.
You can blame your answers on that.
It's wearing off. I'm starting to get fog brain.
Fog brain?
Congestion? Brain fog?
I need to do a GDC takeover and help you end it.
Yeah, I'm fading. Hazel's not answered the question for the record.
Oh,
Laz.
Yeah. So, I think overall, no. I think overall the community is not toxic because I think that it pains me to say this, but Cyn, I think you'll agree with me. I don't think the community is toxic because I think a majority of the people that play the game play solo.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be toxic when you're solo.
Are you being facetious? Or are you serious?
No.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Okay.
Baited.
No, I'm not taking that bait.
Because, well, think about it. I mean, you can, typically I would say that solo people that play Destiny aren't going to be toxic. They're not going to be like sending messages and things like this. Usually that type of behavior is like for like groups. That's how I imagine it.
That's where it's usually expressed more openly. Definitely.
Exactly. So that's why I think that, it's more it's that a majority of the players that play the game do play it solo.
Yeah.
So I just think that it's hard for a solo player to be toxic like that.
It's funny you say that. When I play with a group, the F-bombs start rolling. But when I play Crucible by myself, I don't say anything. Maybe you're on to something. Yeah.
But no, what I'm on to is just the fact that it's basically just human nature that, when you're with your friends, you can say things, you can do things like that and that kind of thing.
Plus you're trying to fit in. You're trying to fit in. You're trying to be part of the guys or gals.
Exactly. So, I just think it's more that than anything. And I think it's more accepted and less people care, honestly.
Yeah. All I know is my past actions are embarrassing, and I'm so glad I'm past that now, at least for the most part. Monkey still irritates me with that damn glaive. I don't do any of that. I've never done anything along those lines. All I do is antagonize people who send me a message. Yeah. Those are fun to play with. They are fun to play with.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I don't send messages. I send out GGs. Like this one guy, he owned me and I was just like, hey, GG, I was like, wow, I'm like, it's a really good spot. I didn't know that existed. And he first, when I said GG, he's like, get good. And I was like, no, I didn't know that spot existed. And he's like, oh, you meant that seriously.
Yeah. It used to be an insult. I said GG in a chat one time on Twitch and the community just about threw me out. Yeah. I was like, whoa, I was just saying good game. Good game. Well, then, shall I say his name? Then Mr. Kami Cakes was very nice and said, hey, this gentleman's definitely probably older than us, and he probably didn't understand what he was saying. And he defended me. And, that was a cool action to do. But he did.
Were you playing against him?
No, I was in his chat and I said, good game. It was a great game. That was a close game. You got it. You pulled it out. I was saying good game. And apparently that's an insult in chat when you're watching streamers. So I found that out the hard way.
Not really, no. But
I didn't know that.
Really? I found out the hard way. Maybe that's changed. Things are always changing, man. The lingo and gamer speak is always changing. So who knows? But, hey, you guys rock. As usual, superb questions. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you sending yours in. And if we didn't get to yours, Hazel and I have one more week to figure it out. So hang in there. All right.
Figure it out.
Well, figure it out somehow. Yeah. Rodimus will be, he'll be reorganizing things first of the year. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Mr. Fudd, would you please take it away, sir?
Guardian Downcast. Guardian Downcast. Yeah. Guardian Downcast. This is an intro. Guardian Downcast. Guardian. Not copyright. Guardian Downcast.
Thank you, Mr. Fudd. Well, this is the final segment of our show. This is where we pick our song for our award-winning Guardian Downcast show playlist. It's a little sample of what the two of us and our guests Sin here like to listen to, and we invite you to listen to it as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify, and we have it on Apple Music, is it? Yeah, it's Apple Music now. As well, just look for the links down there in the show description. We have 1,079 songs representing all of us and all of our past guests. The songs we've picked since our show started way back in July of 2019. And with that, Mr. CynMedia, what'd you pick for tonight, man?
All right. Welcome back to the Casey Kasem Top 40. We finally reached our number one song for the week. This song was featured in the 2022 film Lyle Lyle Crocodile, with music composed by Matthew Margeson and lyrics written by Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, featuring Javier Bardem and Shawn Mendes. You can now listen to Take a Look at Us Now.
I like how you did that. Very good. Very good. Points awarded. Very nice.
I was thinking about that like on the way home. I was like, Casey Kasem Top 40. Well, I'm going to lead with that.
I like it. I like it. All right, Hazel, what do you got for this week, man?
I've gone back and forth a few of them here, but I'm actually going to go with Masterpiece by Motionless in White. This is not as hard as some of their other stuff, but definitely has a harder edge to it than most songs.
Is this metal, rap, or?
Metal, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Nice.
Prog rock.
Prog rock
not.
For the win.
No, sorry.
The song I chose for tonight, this musical artist was actually shared by a mod in our Discord community. You might know him as well, Mr. Sin. He actually told me that he regularly eats at the local pub near his home, and one night he had a chill conversation with him at said pub. This Sheffield-born singer-songwriter was born and had several bands growing up, including his band while he was still in school called Treebound Story. After that, he was part of several English pop and rock bands like Long Pigs and Pulp. I remember Pulp. He released 8 solo albums in his career, and he's collaborated with Lisa Marie Presley, Arctic Monkeys, Manic Street Preachers. They're really good. Paul Weller, and of course my favorite English band, Elbow. Unlike most solo musicians, though, he plays guitar, piano, and even percussion and drums. The song I chose from him tonight is a very laid-back and chilled song called Don't Stare at the Sun. It's from his 2012 album, Standing at the Sky's Edge, and it's from the artist Richard Hawley. A very rare talent, I must say. And thanks to Mr. Monkey for recommending him to me. Now I am a fan as well. Well, that is it, boys. We have a few announcements. Hazel, do you have anything you want to share this week?
Not right offhand, but just keep an eye out for scrims or a raid or something like that.
Yeah, sorry, my voice is going. Yeah, it's the holidays, guys, so it's kind of up in the air right now, but we do have scrims and stuff we'll be planning soon. So look for that, as Hazel said. Our question of the month for December, as you have joined our community or podcast, we want to know what you've gotten out of it over this past year or years, if you've listened to us since the beginning. And also, more importantly, what would you hope to see or get out of it going into next year? We'll need everyone's answers by Friday, December 30th. That's next week. And on our first episode of the new year, episode 181, Hazel and I are going to play the answers from our speak pipes and include also our answers from our Discord. You can send us a voicemail of your answer at speakpipe.com/Guardian Downcast or enter them in our question of the month channel in our Discord. All the links are down there in our show notes. And what we're going to have is a single drawing for everyone for a $25 Amazon gift card. But our SpeakPipe answers will be entered into 2 additional drawings for podcast merch, which, by the way, you can get from designedbyhumans.com. Just search for Guardian Downcast and you can see everything we have in there. Like a little storefront. I just want to mention for our past swag winners, I haven't forgotten you. All the swag will be going out before the end of the year. I know I've got several people to send those to. I've got all the information. Just got to get to the post office and get it done. So hang in there. Didn't forget about you. Please, I did not. Of course, all the gift card prizes, they go out that next week, and I believe everyone's been taken care of there. So thank you very much, and thanks for your patience. Again, we appreciate you. I believe we have our Patreon shout-outs and Patreon mentions. Just wanted to give a shout-out to our Dungeon Champion patron Scoot, the Scarlet KM, Oh Hey Redneck, Technical, Toll the Bell, Sauced Waffle, and Average Destiny 2 player. And, of course, our OG Raid Boss patrons, Jealous and Frostbite. Thanks for giving back, guys. We appreciate it. And a thank you to all our Patreon members out there. You know who you are. Your giving back to our show and community has really been great. And Hazel and I, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. I can't believe it. I can't believe it at all.
Yeah, it hopefully, like I said, you're enjoying the bonus content we've released. Hazel and I really do this podcast for the love of the game, and more importantly, for all of you that listened. So being a Patreon member is not obligatory, but if you think you received a little value from our podcast and are interested in giving back, just check out our Patreon. It's patreon.com/support Guardian Downcast. The link will be on our podcast notes down below. We have several tiers. You get a special badge in our Discord, and we have our own little private Discord chat channel. No feet pics, please. Thank you. I wanted to mention also before we left, Hazel, that we do have our Playing Favorites podcast. We're on a little bit of a hiatus right now. We've had some, I think we've all had some personal things we've had to deal with family and such. So look at it first of the year. Hazel and I will be putting some more of those shows out for you as well. So just keep an eye out. And if you haven't listened to it yet, go back and check them out. What are you doing? It's Playing Favorites. Remember, it's the one with the big storybook on the front. You can't miss it. It's got a bunch of stuff like pouring out of the storybooks. Really cool art. So, well, that's a wrap, guys. Another great episode in our collection. For our listeners out there, we have 178 other episodes with interviews from gamers all over our community. So if you're new, check out those, especially, like I said, if you're just finding out about us. And if you like what you hear, tell a friend about us. We appreciate that. Well, Mr. CynMedia, thank you, sir, for coming on the show tonight. Man, so close on the speed run. But thanks for being a good sport, dude. You're a great dude, man. Yeah, I've met you personally, and what you and Kingsley do for the show, and Des Raven. You guys really have a great thing going on over there, and
yeah, you do.
It's a really good time, man. So
I appreciate it, and thanks for definitely having me on. Always a blast.
All right, I want to hear it. Where can we find you, sir?
Oh yes, you can find me on Twitter at Cyn_media, or in the Discords, typically Cyn, or magically Cyn, or Cyn the Mayo Man, or CynMedia. Depends on what they change it to, but Cyn, CYN, you can typically find me. And then let's take it off to Mr. Hazelnut. Where can they find you?
Quick and easy. Hazel NT, anywhere and everywhere.
Love the branding.
Hey, that was my line. Did you want to mention that wonderful podcast you guys do?
Yes, you can find me, of course, over at the Guardian Hub podcast. We have a podcast in Discord. Check us out. And if you love to raid, looking for anything raid-wise, always happy to help, whether it's here or there.
Okay. Well, thanks, Cyn. Appreciate it, buddy. You can find me on Twitter at Todd the Gator. Remember, that's 2 Ds and GATR. You can also find me on Steam, PS5, and YouTube as Todd the Gator, 2 Ds and GATR. If I repeat that enough, maybe people remember. Anyway, where I actually create videos to help new players to try to figure out the little intricacies of this crazy game we all love. I have a podcast called The Destiny Help Desk that does the same thing, but in an audio form. So check that out if you're looking at podcasts out there as well. And keep in mind that this show also posts automatically to the very same YouTube channel. Hey guys, before we leave, we have, I feel like we have a treat tonight. We have Uncle Scumdeath with another Scumdeath's Corner. Uncle Scumdeath, what is going on in the UK today, brother?
Hello, and welcome to Scumdash Corner. Merry Christmas, everybody! Love you all. Bye.
Merry Christmas, brother. That was perfect.
That was awesome.
I think that was his whole family that did that. Very nice. Well, hey, remember everyone, as you're playing the new season of the Seraph, take breaks, get outside and touch some grass. Continue to be safe, everyone. And more importantly, take care of one another. Life's too damn short.
Defeat is not surrender, Guardian.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Get toddled.
Stay magical.
And Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year. Perfect. Thanks, brother. That's fun. That's fun. Man, that's...
So stand, fight.
That's it. I have another one I swap out every now and then, but that's good. Hey, man, thanks very much. Hey, you guys had Danfinity on this week. Are you releasing that before Christmas?
I'm going to try to... I was thinking about trying to multitask edit, but I do need to spot listen to a couple spaces in there to adjust a few things, but... I'm going to try to, if we're not too late with getting everything prepped for Christmas Eve tomorrow, I might try to sneak on for an hour and get it ready to go. So nice. Kingsley can post it sometime Sunday night-ish, Monday morning.
Yeah.
We recorded early this week. We recorded on Monday.
Yeah, I noticed.
Thursday, so.
Yeah. Man, he's a great find, man. He's a great guest. Such a good dude. I remember him telling me one time, hey, dude, we're all making stuff. So let's help each other out, you know? So just the greatest dude. I can't wait to hear that one, man. That's going to be good.
Yeah, it's a fun fact. The original iteration of Destiny Digest I had helped out with a few years back.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing Thursdays for TWAB, and it ended up lining up at that point. I was not off on Thursdays, so I used to get home at night, rush the recording, and get it done so we could get it out that night. And it's funny now, I'm off on Thursdays.
That's pretty cool.
I have time for it now.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, he's a good dude. He's a super good dude. Well, good deal. Hey, those Jaguars are looking good, by the way. I know he's a Jags fan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. How about that Tom Brady guy?
Moving on.